Well, here we are, episode 114. And on this episode, we're going to talk about the year 1991. It was actually a pretty amazing year for music. 90s are kind of funny. I guess every decade is kind of funny. The 90s it was a shift, a big shift at the beginning, so we're going to talk about that. I have Mark Smith and Lou Calicchio from the Music Relish Show. Jack is still on the road. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our episode on 1991. I was in the Air Force back then, stationed in Sacramento, and it was hot this time of year. Anyway.
The KOFB studio presents Milk Crates and Turntables, a music discussion podcast hosted by Scott McLean. Now, let's talk music. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Amanda, for that wonderful introduction as usual. Young Amanda is officially back up at FSU, starting her second year of college, working toward that, what is she taking? I think she's going for criminal justice or in psychology, and she wants to mash all that. She's going to be a good federal agent. I've told her that since she was 7. She's going to do good. Good. So here we are. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. You know the name of this podcast, so I'm not going to say it. And so tonight we're going to talk about 1991. Yeah, 1991 was an interesting year. It's the 90s are kind of forgotten in a lot of ways as far as music goes. The hip hop of the early 90s was really good. It was really good. That was a transition for that genre of music. And as I said in the intro, I was stationed in Sacramento, California. Mather Air Force Base, security police K9, military working dog handler, working a drug/patrol dog, which means attack dog. Yeah. And you know who wasn't in the Air Force serving their country in 1991? Mark Smith.
4 years out of high school.
And Lou Calicchio. They weren't serving their country.
Right.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the show.
Oh, good evening.
Yes. How's everything going? How's the Music Relish Show going?
You take it, Luke.
Okay, then. Okay.
Technical issues last time.
Okay.
I think they've been resolved.
All right.
I think they've been resolved.
Now, let me ask you again. How long have you guys been doing this?
It's 2 years. Wait, it was 2 years in I think February.
2 years. Okay. So you started in 2021?
No. 2 years like in October, November. We started in November, I think.
Of 2021?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So I was a bunch of episodes in, and the quality still. Oh, I go back and listen to some of those older ones. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Now, I know. It's not as bad as yours were. With the phone calls. But your dedication is fucking just top notch. The dedication that you guys had to doing it over the phone is just hours.
I hate talking on the phone too. I hate it. But talking to Mark Smith and Perry Dedovich on the phone about music has been nothing but a pure joy.
Absolutely.
Well, that's not true either. That's not true either.
Oh, okay.
No.
I tried to run with that one, but okay, we'll let it die.
Our ventures into podcasting have been great. It's a great medium,
It really is.
Yeah,
it really is. I was looking at so I use Buzzsprout to upload to all the podcast platforms, and you get these people that come on and they're new, right? And so I've been doing this since I think 2019, 2020. And they're all like, oh, I'm putting out my podcast, but I'm not getting any listeners, and I'm not getting any downloads, and the podcast world has become saturated, and that's fine.
Sure. Yeah.
That's fine, just like anything, and it's a great medium for people to listen to. It's an alternative to the radio, right?
Yeah.
And
I think it's a replacement for talk radio in a lot of ways.
It is, yeah. And I don't respond often to these because you start seeing the same things over and over. But I told this guy, I said, expectations set the table for how you're going to handle your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I said, it sets the expectation, expectations set the table for how you're going to deal with it. Now you have to either go into it knowing you love doing it, you're going to keep doing it, and the money will come, or you're going to set yourself up for a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you can't just kick in and think that you're going to have the number one podcast on your Spotify,
and also you can't, like, people think, oh, I'll just talk for an hour. They drive around, they listen to shows. I can do that. It's really hard to talk for an hour and come up with material every week. It really is.
So that's the thing, right? So are you a well-produced podcast where you got to put in really the time to edit it? And, are you, how is it going to flow? And like you said, talk for an hour, even talking for 30 minutes.
Stuff.
It takes a long time to get used to it. Like I even, I can do it now. The three of us have, evidently we've gone almost 3 hours.
Not just anybody can do that, by the way.
Right. Well, it takes a little bit of practice, and that's the key, is the practice. Just keep practicing. I could go on, and I can only speak for myself, I could go on a national fucking radio show and talk just like this and not even be nervous.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, a microphone's a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you start doing it so much, and that's what I told this guy. You got to be in it because you love doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's all there is to it. If the other stuff comes, then so be it. I told him, but the thing that I really like is when you get that organic kind of growth of an audience, and then out of nowhere, someone pops up on YouTube, like they found they found your live stream, or and they comment, and it's like,
feeling. Yeah.
To me, that one person is fucking, it's, money's great. I love money. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Because when you stumble on a podcast that you really like, that's your time.
Yeah.
Week I got an hour to listen to this. So someone's feeling that with you. You like that, that you're giving them a little of enjoyment, maybe giving them some information. It's a great feeling.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's, again, I think everybody that pretty much listens to this knows that's how we met.
Yeah.
I saw you guys popping up, and I was like, I'll say this. I'll tell this story to anybody. I'll say this they know it. Like, I think, Mark, you were the first one, right? Perry was, but I didn't know you guys were kind of connected, right? So then, Perry starts popping up, and I'm like, damn, oh, here we go. This guy every week.
Like clockwork,
every week, like clockwork. Yeah. Todd Sockman, time to entertain me. If you were on the show, I'd kick you. I'd put you in the penalty box right now, Todd Sockman. Sergeant, Captain, Major, Chief, General Sockman. But then Perry popped up, and I know this, I repeat the story, but I love this story. And I'm like, dude, me and Jack are like, do you know that guy? Like, no. I said, that fucking knows, he knows his shit, right? And then Mark, you popped in.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, Mark, and then again, I'm like, Jack, he goes, I don't know. And then Lou came in, and then Tom came in a little bit off and on.
Yeah.
And I was like, these guys know what they're talking about, which is great.
Yeah.
Like, that makes it even better.
It's too, like, what drives it too, it sounds kind of trite, but you got to have a passion for it. You've really got to just like to be able to talk about music or whatever your podcast is about, movies, whatever. You got to know what you're talking about. I mean, if you really want to do it right, and like you said, grow this organically. When we're doing our phone thing, we're getting some hits out of it. I'm like, I can't believe this, So, the jump to, the better format was, was like a big step, but to watch it grow, and some of your podcasts get more views than others.
Yeah, absolutely.
We did one about Dino Danelli of the Rascals when he died. It gets more hits as time goes on. Last time I looked at it, 249 views.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, that was like last year sometime. I said, so someone, like I said, they stumble upon it. They'll see you on YouTube and say, Scott's going to talk about this. And like, if they're interested, they'll check it out. If they're not, they won't.
Yeah.
But, I know if you throw certain titles out there, Elvis, rest in peace.
And that's the one thing with YouTube. I really struggle with the upkeep of I have to go back and start tagging hashtags to get people, because I just love doing it. I am really evidently not chasing a big audience, or I'd be on it like after every show, putting in the hashtags and setting up, I don't even know if I had to retitle last week's because it didn't show on YouTube on that channel. It showed on another channel.
That's right.
Blame it on the mask.
Thanks for pointing that out, Mark, because that shows you how much I check it. Right?
Winthrop, what?
Yeah, exactly. Patty Yossi, one of our top fans. Todd had been back from the beginning, right?
Speaking of which, I mean, the same, the people that show up for your podcast, Todd and Dave and Patricia, it's nice to have a little niche thing or just something.
Dude, you should have seen the audience when I was doing the King of Facebook show. Oh, that was crazy. That shit was crazy. That live stream. I did it for 2 years and it's exhausting.
I watched a few of those.
It's exhausting. Look at the early ones. I'm manic. I'm absolutely manic. It would go out, it just get out of control. It's such a free form, freestyle. I had no script going into that thing. I don't even know what I'm gonna say, and that's kind of honed my skill of being able to kind of just talk it out and get through a dead zone.
Yeah.
When you first do this, it gets into your head, right?
Yeah. This stuff kind of reminds me of when I was a kid and they'd have those, late night. Well, we were talking about how last week how TV shows would cut off at like a certain time for the night because lack of advertisers. And we talked about those old rock shows that revitalized late night television in a lot of ways. There were radio shows where people would talk. And this is what you would hear. There was like the old the last DJs of the 70s and 80s where, you have your playlist that you made, but, we get to do what we want to do, but it can be free form. And, if you had, like I said, if Todd could call in, you could hang up on him. Or he could, but that's what this
I'm working on that right now. That's exactly what I'm working on right now.
It reminds me of those old radio talk shows.
All right, Todd, I'm going to put the number up on the screen. Right. Let's see. Where's the There we go. I'm going to put the
I called that. I got an answering machine.
Yeah, it was turned off probably.
The lines are open.
Yeah, the lines are open, Todd. Give me a call. The hang up on your ass.
Wait, he's driving. He just got out of work, right?
That's okay. I don't care. Okay. Let him. He's an ex-chief of police. He can do whatever he wants.
But like what's his name in Jaws? I can do whatever I want.
I do whatever I want. Yeah. So we'll wait for Todd to call. But while we're waiting, let's get into the year 1991. I'll start off with a couple of. I don't have a lot because there's a lot that went on in 91. I'm not going to waste it on news events, but some of the news events of 1991, Desert Storm kicked off.
Yes.
Right, which led to the forgotten war. Because then it moved on to the Gulf War. It became a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Right. Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines erupts with the second largest eruption in modern history.
Were you there?
No, but my now wife was, and my first wife and my kids, I had got them over here. I had to do a fiance visa because when I was over there, we didn't have time to get married and process it through the base and all that. It's not that easy to just do that.
Yeah.
So I got them there. I got them here, and it was probably from the time it exploded. I think I got them here 5 months before it happened. Yeah.
Wow.
So if it was long, I might never have gotten them out of there.
Yeah.
Because it was absolute chaos. I have friends that were there.
Yeah.
And it was chaos. Jeffrey Dahmer was arrested on July 22nd. Uh-oh. There we go. You're on the live stream. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Are you there?
Podcast, and now I can't hear it.
What?
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 Can't hear your podcast.
What?
I said I can't hear your.
What? Are you there? I hear you. I hear you.
Hello?
Hello.
What?
Hey, welcome to my podcast.
What?
Hey, it's time to entertain me.
What?
Hey, you say you're gonna put me in a room. I put you in the green room.
What? What?
Hey, Scott. Hey, Scott. Listen
What?
to this.
What? He's gonna hang up. Yeah. See, he does what I do to him. Now he thinks he's. See, I do that to him all the time. So
And Jack does that to you too.
yeah.
Yeah,
I always
so-
like. Oh, you know what I love doing when you call somebody up, like, and you're like, dude, my battery's like. I would say, Mark, I call you, go, dude, my battery's about to die, but I got to tell you this, dude. It was the craziest fucking thing, right? I was driving down the road, and all of a sudden, this lady jumps out. She's fucking naked in front of my car, and right as I get out of my car, and then I hang up. Then I hang up, like my phone died.
Or you go,
Yeah, I'm good at that one. Yeah, I used to do that at the drive-throughs. Make act eyes, oaks, pie, chickens.
There's an apple pie you wanted. You're at McDonald's.
Well, very rarely, but yeah. Although Whopper, you know what? Somebody challenged somebody. So I've done 2 cheeseburgers and a fillet of fish together.
I saw that. Oh my god. What is that's?
How am I
horrible.
still alive?
How are you still alive?
How is my blood work perfect?
you've got
And
the
my blood pressure is actually below, like it's like 117 or over 77.
You must
Hopefully
have
you
the
exercise.
intestines of a rhinoceros. I swear to God.
So somebody,
a fillet of fish between 2 cheeseburgers.
it's great.
Actually,
Oh,
it sounds
can't be,
good.
no.
Yeah.
It's great.
No, it's
So
not.
somebody, Lou's like, no, it's not.
I'm trying to think of a wine to pair with that.
So somebody put on Facebook the other day, they put a Whopper next to a Big Mac, and they're like, how can you put these together? I just might do that.
unhinge your jaws like a rattlesnake and
I
just eat
might.
the whole thing.
Well, you see me eat the Luther. The Luther's like,
Yeah,
so it's a pro. I can do it.
I would eat the Luther.
Oh, the Luther is so
It
good.
sounds
too.
absolutely delicious.
It is so good, man. Yeah, it is good. But it is a skill set to eat that without just kind of no fork, no knife, no nothing.
My jaw hurts.
So maybe one of these nights, one of these podcasts, I might start it off by eating a Whopper and a Big Mac combined.
There you go. Yeah.
I got to figure out how to do it, how to get it right.
Put a little pickle juice on there in honor of Lou.
Oh,
right.
there we go.
Hey, next question.
Next question.
What is the fish and the beef taste like together? It's
That's surf and turf, like somebody said.
I saw that too. But when you get a lobster and a steak, you're not eating them both at the same time.
You know,
One for no. You're
you're not supposed to do that.
I get a piece, put it in my mouth.
You cut a piece of lobster off and then cut a piece of steak and put them on the same fork and then do it at the same time.
Yeah, you don't do that.
No.
Who's
One,
weird?
one or the other. Yeah,
Who's weird?
one or the other.
Okay,
Peanut butter and mayonnaise is weird.
I've had that too. I've eaten one of those on the King of Facebook show. I used to eat some weird. I took. What about the mayonnaise? When I took the 3 giant heaping
Oh yeah.
of mayonnaise,
You're not just gonna line the bread, give it some color. You know,
just spoonfuls.
You got to see it. Yeah.
Spoonfuls.
It was like a substitute for
My
marshmallow fluff.
My wife just shakes her head. I might as well just eat a bag of sugar. Marshmallow fluff. When I get older, it was like, yee.
Don't tell me about it. Do you remember that stuff?
When you're a kid, you love it, but then all of a
of
sudden you're
course.
eating the fluff, and it's like, just give me straight white sugar.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah,
Oh, it is caramelized.
tasted great with peanut butter though.
In 1991, Freddie Mercury announces that he has AIDS, and then abruptly dies.
The next day.
Yeah, the next day.
It was the next day. Yeah.
In international news, Lech Walesa, the Polish Workers Union, remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
He becomes president of Poland.
He was a poet.
Yeah. Lech. And then
he eventually succumbed to the power.
Yeah. And then the person that everybody thought was such a saint, Winnie Mandela, wife of Nelson Mandela, is given a 6-year prison sentence in May for her part in the kidnapping of 4 youths.
Yeah.
Utes.
Talk about corrupted by the power.
Yeah. There were, I don't know if it was her case, but there was the thing where they would call it necklacing, where they would put like a burning rubber tire around your neck.
Jeez.
You just shoot me.
So let me start off with some stuff, some music stuff from 1991. On the 8th of January, Def Leppard guitarist Steve Clark dies. Respiratory failure from a lethal mixture of alcohol and prescription drugs. He was only 30.
Yeah.
He was only 30. That dude was a troubled dude, though.
Yeah.
He was.
He was in rough shape well before that, obviously. That doesn't happen overnight, you know.
Yeah. Let's see. I hated this. A new all-star rendition of John Lennon's song Give Peace a Chance is released, featuring, of course, Yoko Ono.
I never liked that song.
Nope.
I love John Lennon. I don't know. His past Beatle output is always hit and miss for me.
Lenny Kravitz, Peter Gabriel, Elena Miles, Tom Petty, Bonnie Raitt, and more, billed as the Peace Choir. Let me see. And the single was rushed to market in response to the imminent Gulf War. She was a fucking capitalist on that one. Let's see. On January 16th of 1991, the 6th annual Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony is held in New York. The event goes forward despite a tense atmosphere due to the president's announcement of the Gulf War that same evening. The inductees were Ike and Tina Turner, Jimmy Reed, John Lee Hooker, Laverne Baker, The Byrds, The Impressions, Wilson Pickett, and Howlin' Wolf.
The Impressions.
Yeah, The Impressions, right?
Curtis Mayfield.
January 18th, 91, 3 people crushed to death during an AC/DC concert in Salt Lake City, Utah, when audience members rushed the stage.
And they don't even sell full beer there.
No. Let me see. What was it? January 18th to the 27th, the massive 9-day festival Rock in Rio 2 is held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The headline is Aha. Imagine that.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right?
They were big in 91.
Yeah, Take On Me, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that? Well, that was an 80s video, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
Was it a 90s video? Okay. Prince, In Excess, Guns N' Roses, New Kids on the Block, George Michael, and Happy Mondays. Happy Mondays. So that was that whole Manchester movement, was the early 90s.
Yeah. And Take On Me was the 80s, by the way.
I thought so, yeah. So how did they carry over to 91?
Weird. To headline Rock in Rio, which has hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
Did they play that video behind them, the Take On Me video? The groundbreaking video.
Did you ever hear them do that, like the with the chorus and the symphony?
No.
Take On Me, dude.
Really?
All right, write it down. Go listen to it after the show. Right?
There's always something to check. There's always something to reference on.
Yeah. Did you watch that video, by the way? That
that was fucked up, man.
Right?
What the hell?
Right?
What the hell? Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, we're talking about a left turn at the end. Holy shit!
It was literally a left turn.
Yeah.
Came out on the left side of the screen.
Yeah. But watch the Aha Take On Me with the symphony. It has a whole new, shines a whole new light on the song.
Okay. That song's got some legs. I mean,
it does.
That was synth pop for sure, but you still hear that. It's in commercial, in perpetuity in advertising now.
It's just a good song. Really good melody.
Yeah.
And a riff.
Let's see. Riff. On January 19th, Janet Jackson with seventh single from Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation 1814. Love Will Never Do Without You makes her the only artist to have 7 singles from the same album chart in the top 5. She was a monster back then.
She was. That was her decade too.
Oh yeah. January 27th, Whitney Houston sings the Star Spangled Banner, considered the greatest version of the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl.
Better than Roseanne Barr.
They released it as a single, didn't they?
They released it as a single. It was a hit single, actually. It was a hit single.
She had the pipes in the range. She had the whole vocal ability to pull that.
You know who did
off.
a great version some years back? Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I never heard that.
Fantastic version.
Definitely.
Fantastic
She can sing.
version of the Star Spangled Banner. Try to find it if you want to. You know, you're watching the Star Spangled, but she did it. It was spectacular. Probably the best version since Whitney. Let me see. On January 5th, 1991, Queen released their final album while Freddie Mercury is still alive, entitled
Innuendo.
There you go. Very good.
Good album.
The album includes hit singles such as The Show Must Go On, Headlong, These Are the Days of Our Lives, and Innuendo. I only remember The Show Must Go On. I don't remember the other one.
Innuendo, that had Steve Howe in the middle doing the Spanish guitar.
Oh, okay.
Really?
It's really,
Wow.
Yeah.
Super prog rock hero guest star.
Yeah.
Let's see. On February 20th, 1991, the 33rd annual Grammy Awards are presented in New York, hosted by Gary Shandling, fucking brilliant comedian.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones, back on the block, wins Album of the Year. Phil Collins, Another Day in Paradise, wins Record of the Year, but he's not getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That was Record of the Year.
Yeah.
Who sang with him on that?
Oh,
Big time classic rock icon. Recently, and then died a couple months ago. Big time.
I'm stumped.
Yeah,
David Crosby.
David Crosby. Oh, I didn't know that. I forgot that. If I knew it, I forgot it.
Yep.
But I'm sure we all knew it back then because that's probably
the Cross. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Album of the Year. Album of the Year. Phil Collins, Another Day in Paradise wins. Another Day in Paradise wins Record of the Year. Bette Midler version of From a Distance wins Song of the Year. Mariah Carey wins Best New Artist.
Wow. In
Wow.
91.
91. Yeah. Yeah, that was that song. I forget what it was. She had that bodysuit on. She just had this bodysuit.
Yeah.
She was singing, and she hit those.
Yeah.
February 27th, James Brown is granted an early parole and released from jail following his arrest after a high-speed car chase through 2 states.
Not one, but 2. What 2 states were they? Do you know? It's curious.
I don't know. February 28th, Hollywood's Record Plant Studios recording studio closes down. Among the albums recorded at the Record Plant were
Bummer.
Hotel
Road.
California, Rumors, Songs in the Key of Life.
Wow.
Oh,
Did you ever see the Dave Grohl video documentary where he buys the
oh yeah.
what studio was that? He bought the
It's Sound City, right, Lou?
yeah, Sound City. I actually
Yeah.
have the I got that album too.
I haven't seen the documentary.
Oh, you gotta
Documentary's
see it,
really
dude.
good. Yeah.
Dude, definitely watch it. Definitely. I might actually rewatch it now that I brought it up.
And then the companion CD recorded everything through that board, which is like cool.
Yes, I know
that board he bought. Yeah, it's really an interesting documentary. Dave Grohl's a good dude.
Yes, he is.
He's a good
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
He's like the goodwill ambassador of rock and roll.
Yeah. There are a lot. Some people don't like him for whatever reasons. Some don't like that Mr. Nice Guy stuff.
Yeah.
He's just a nice dude. Good dude.
He was in Nashville a couple of years ago, and a guy I worked with was walking down the sidewalk with his daughter, who was really little at the time. And he's walking down the street, and my friend goes, "I think that's Dave Grohl." And he looks at his daughter, goes, "Hey, how you doing?" Just being nice. You know what I
Really?
mean? Dave, just being a nice guy, And
Nice.
my friend's daughter didn't know who he was, but
Yeah.
I thought that was Dave Grohl.
His daughter has a great voice too.
Really
Dave Grohl's daughter. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she has a good voice.
cool.
I think she actually didn't she sing at the tribute to what's his name? The drummer.
Taylor Hawkins.
Taylor Hawkins. I
Yeah,
think she sang
yeah.
a couple songs during that
Wow.
tribute. Yeah. Let me see. March 11th, Janet Jackson signs a $30 million contract with Virgin Records, making her the highest paid female recording artist ever. Good investment. Good investment. March 12th, R.E.M. released their 7th studio album. 91. There you go. It would serve as the band's breakthrough, catapulting the Georgia alternative rock band from cult status to massive international act.
With the single "Losing My Religion."
Yeah.
That we all got tired of.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Great song, but man, yeah.
Let's see. On March 16th, 7 members of a country music singer Reba McEntire's band and her road manager are killed when their private plane crashes in California near the U.S.-Mexico border. She traveled on a separate plane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So Michael Jackson signs a contract in March with Sony for $1 billion.
After all his biggest selling albums came out.
Yeah, $1 billion. Didn't he ended up getting it all back, all his music back. He dude was as strange as the day is long, crazier than a sprayed roach, but he was a fucking shrewd businessman.
Oh yeah.
Because he got Sony in the end. He got them. He got all his stuff back.
He outmaneuvered McCartney.
Yeah. And he took McCartney's advice.
Yeah.
He used McCartney's advice against him. Yeah.
It was nothing personal. It was strictly business.
This one was not a good story for 91. Eric Clapton's 4-year-old son Connor dies.
I remember picking up the Daily News that day and just seeing a picture of the window, and I was like, oh,
kid fell 49 stories.
And how many years he tried to have a kid?
Yeah.
Not good. Yeah.
And then Tears in Heaven, and then the whole.
Tears in Heaven was written by who?
Damn it!
He was an animal. He was in Animal House.
What's his name? The guitar.
Yes.
John Sebastian.
John Sebastian. Welcome Back, Carter, right?
No, it was Stephen Bishop.
That was Stephen Bishop. Yeah, Stephen Bishop. He did Welcome Back, Carter, right?
No, that was John Sebastian.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's get those two mixed up. Let me see. On March 24th, the Black Crowes are dropped as the opening act was ZZ Top's tour for repeatedly insulting the tour's sponsor, Miller Beer.
Good for them. Good for them.
There they go. The Black Crowes.
American beer back then sucked.
March 27th, New Kids on the Block star Donnie Wahlberg is arrested in Louisville, Kentucky for allegedly setting his hotel room on fire.
Ooh, bad guy.
That's rock and roll, though. That's pretty fucking rock and roll right there.
One thing to throw
There's a
your TV
difference
out
between
the
trash
window.
in a room and then lighting it on fire.
It busted the joint out.
That's a Boston boy for you.
There you go.
That's a Boston boy. Let's see. The funeral. Nah, I'm not going to go there. So, April 17th, Nirvana performs Smells Like Teen Spirit live for the first time at the OK Hotel in Seattle, Washington. We're going to get to that in a little later. Let me move on here. So, in Macon County, Georgia, in May, a judge dismisses a wrongful death lawsuit against Ozzy Osbourne. The suit was filed by a local couple that believed their son was inspired to attempt suicide by Osbourne's music. What album came out that year?
91?
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne.
No More Tears.
Yep. No More Tears. I think it's his darkest
shampoo,
song.
isn't it?
No More Tears is a shampoo.
It's a shampoo. Johnson's baby shampoo.
Hey, don't pick on my Ozzy.
I still
love
use
that
it.
album.
I do too. Yeah. Zach Wilde, right?
Yeah,
Zach
what a
Wilde.
good beast of a guitar player.
What's his real name?
Who, Ozzy?
It's not Oswald Osborne, is it?
John. I think it's John. Oh, God. Yeah, Ozzy's his middle name, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm Ozzy.
Check this out. And this is going to lead to something, people. So pay attention.
Yes, sir.
This is a segue. This next one is a segue. On June 7th, 1991, ABC revives the late night rock performance series In Concert,
No shit.
leading to our conversation we had last week on late night concerts, shows, right?
Yeah.
Which we discovered at the beginning of this show before we went on the air. Mark, take it away.
And I unearthed that my good sister Stacy, who's watching, bequeathed me this DVD set of midnight specials.
And for the podcast listeners, he's holding a stack. There has to be 20 of them there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was a great show.
And it's labeled Burt Sugarman's Midnight Special.
There you go. Yeah, for the podcast listeners, he held up a stack of about 20 DVDs in the cases. It's one of those Time Life things, right?
Something like that. Yeah, one of those late night, you're watching it and I got suckered into these things too, but this is good stuff.
It's great stuff there.
Dude, that's some classic stuff. Like I said when we were our conversation before the show, that's stuff that we'll never see that again.
Yeah.
We'll never see that again.
Mm-mm.
Right.
If they did it today, it would be all just shitty.
It'd be fucked up.
There was something so original about it back then, so new, like anticipation, right?
It wasn't overproduced. It was just basic, that host and great guests, whether they're doing video clips or live. And they did live performances. They did not lip sync.
Yeah.
So it was
and
a real
just watched
deal.
a live show. Like it was always like Kiss is going to be on Midnight Special,
Yep.
I hope Dad sees me watching Kiss because he gets all pissed off. Sorry, I just lifted something on my youth. It goes up to 1980. I didn't know the show was around till then.
I think it was around till 81 or at least 80. Yeah. 81.
July 2nd, during the Use Your Illusion tour, Axl Rose, I remember this, assaults a member of the audience watching the show on camera. This is before cell phones, right? After security fails to respond to the singer's orders, what does he do?
He jumps the guy. He takes the camera away and smashes
He
it.
jumps into the audience, right? Isn't that the one he dove into the audience?
Yeah.
And then they put him back up on stage, and he says, thanks to lame-ass security, I'm going home, and storms off the stage, throws the mic down.
I'm proud to say I gave Axl the finger, and he saw me. They were opening for Aerosmith and Deep Purple, and it was Giant Stadium. It was where they filmed the second half of the Paradise City video, the color half. And they come out, and they're all cocky, and some people are like, he just started saying, some of you don't like us, and go home. And then that's when you're the opening band, and he's giving us the finger. So I was like in the third row, and I just went like that. And I know you looked at me. He pissed me off that day. He pissed me off. You're opening. Come on.
Yeah. On July 18th, 1991, Perry Farrell, right? Perry Farrell, the failed kind of trick of a name. It's supposed to be peripheral. That's why he called himself Perry Farrell. He thought it was, but he stuck with Perry Farrell.
Nobody got it.
Perry Farrell Cat, launches the first Lollapalooza tour as a farewell of his just dissolved band Jane's Addiction. Other acts appearing on the tour include Susie and the Banshees, 9 Inch Nails, Rollins Band, Fishbone, and Rage Against the Machine. So he used to do them in one spot. Now it's a traveling thing, isn't it?
No, I think he used to travel, and I think
now it's in Chicago. It's permanently in Chicago, right?
Yeah, it's hard to travel.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to talk about that in a little while. Pearl Jam releases 10, right? Nirvana released Smells Like Teen Spirit. Guns N' Roses released their first. It's going through. Let's see.
No, they released Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting into October through December. I'm almost done here, gentlemen. Then we can kind of start tearing it up. Let me see. So on November 3rd, a free tribute concert is held at Golden Gate Park in memory of concert promoter Bill Graham. I remember. Died. How did he die? Do you remember?
Helicopter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't Clapton, he almost got on that helicopter?
No, that was the Stevie Ray Vaughan.
That was the Stevie Ray Vaughan one,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
And I always said, Jack would just fucking shake his head and cringe when I said, I kind of wish it was Eric Clapton. If I had my choice, I'd keep Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I'd keep Stevie Ray.
Yeah.
I remember coming to work that morning, and there was reports that there was a helicopter crash, and people at first said it could be Eric Clapton. At first, I was like, oh my God, but you know what? The guy had a long career. At least he had a good career. And when you found out it was Stevie Ray who just sobered up and everything, and you're like,
so he raped his wife, come on.
What?
He admitted to it. Abusing Patty Harrison. Once some of these things came out, you're like, Jesus Christ.
He's no angel.
You got away with a lot of shit.
Eric Clapton is not God. He's the devil.
He's the fucking devil.
He's the devil.
I think when he drinks, that's his problem.
Yeah, when Stevie Ray died, I had a date with this girl, hot little thing. And I canceled it. I'm like, I don't care. She's not worth it. I'm just going to drink all night now. Stevie Ray died. I'm gonna drink all and just listen to Stevie Ray all night in my dorm.
That one hurt.
Yeah.
That
did hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt. Yeah. I was a big fan.
I played a Stevie Ray song at the Asheville Guitar Bar 2 weeks ago. There was a Cold Shot.
That's a cold shot, baby.
Yep.
Don't let your love go cold, baby. Let's see. What do we got here? On November 14th, the new Michael Jackson music video, Black or White, premieres simultaneously in fucking great marketing. Great marketing. Premieres simultaneously in 27 countries to an audience of 500 million people. Controversy is, that's all. Controversy is immediately generated by the video's last 4 minutes, in which Jackson smashes windows, vandalizes a car, and causes a building to explode. Wait a minute, was this done in 2020?
And he grabbed his crotch.
Was he predicting the summer of 2020?
And he grabbed his crotch.
He grabbed his crotch repeatedly for days. So again, the only thing he didn't do was rob a Nike store. Because, when somebody dies in Minnesota, people in New Jersey have to get new Nikes.
Gotta have your Nikes.
Remember, that's what that was all about. Capitalism at its best. Anyway.
And when that premiered, remember when MTV would have the video premieres? There was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
You just have to watch this.
On November 26th, Michael Jackson releases his worldwide hit album, Dangerous. It comes 4 years after Bad and goes on to sell more than 32 million copies. And imagine that, 32 million, and that's not the that's his fourth, highest grossing album. 32 million copies.
Gee, poor seller.
Okay, so we have November 30th, following the steps of the Billboard 200, which I skipped over earlier. Billboard Hot 100 also begins a new era, incorporating and merging electronically measured sales and airplay data from SoundScan and BDS, respectively. So, whatever that means.
Yeah, it's before downloading, too.
Yeah, yeah. December 1st, George Harrison plays Yokohama, Japan. The brief Japanese tour with Eric Clapton marks his first set of formal concert performances since '74.
And one of the reasons he went over there, he wanted to quit smoking. I don't know what going to Japan would do.
Evidently, there's a ban on smoking in Japan. Who knows?
Yeah.
Unless you're Yakuza.
Yakuza.
If you're in the Yakuza, you have to smoke. Every movie, there's smokers. The Yakuza are smokers.
Yeah. Like the deer hunter, too.
Yeah. Smokers, them Yakuzas. Here we go. On December 4th, the Judds give their final concert performance as a duo. And on December 31st, the 20th annual New Year's Rockin' Eve, it was 20 years old at that time.
Wow.
Airs on ABC with appearances by Boyz II Men, Simply Red, Vanessa Williams.
Yeah.
Another Bad Creation, Restless Heart, Michael Bivins from Belle Biv DeVoe, and New Edition, and Barry Manilow.
Wow.
Yeah. Also in 91, these are side notes, Aerosmith signs a deal with Sony Music worth an estimated $30 million. Rolling Stones signed a new contract with Virgin Records. Country music legend Kenny Rogers starts his first chain restaurant, Kenny Rogers Roasters, which went on to ruin Kramer's life for an episode of Seinfeld. It's the Red Planet, Jerry. It's the Red Planet. And
Did you ever
Jerry goes and stays in the room, stays in the apartment, and then at the end, you hear this tick, 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 running across the room. He goes, Mr. Chuckles? Kramer had a ventriloquist doll. And he fucking ran across the room. Mr.
Creepy
Chuckles? What were you saying, Mark?
If you ever went into Kenny Rogers Roasters, you had to wait in line forever. And all you heard was, Lady, Ruby, don't take your love to town.
What condition my condition?
Yeah, it was a
in.
3-song loop that just went over and over. And
She Believes in Me?
No, I didn't hear it when I went in there.
They had one in Miami, right over by Miami International Airport, U.S. Customs. It was just U.S. Customs back then, when we were the best in the world at what we did, which was finding drugs. They had a 50% discount for police officers.
Oh, wow.
And they literally put the thing out of business.
Right.
Like once you do that, it's hard to come back and say we're not doing that anymore, right? And evidently they contributed to putting that place out of business because it was like 60, 70 a day going in there getting half price. Chicken dinners. And cops ruin everything.
They didn't change like in the music. They didn't change the lyrics for like chicken lyrics. Like Waffle House. Waffle House has grill operator instead of smooth operator by Sade.
So that's about what happened, as far as newsworthy, like, headlines, music headlines.
Yeah.
In 91, right?
In 91, I got pulled off an airplane twice in England and questioned as to my whereabouts.
What?
Wow.
It was on the eve of the first Gulf War. My stepmother's mother died. So they were English. So we took this little impromptu trip to England, little pleasure trip, and to consolidate her affairs. On the way back, my father and stepmother stayed. My stepsister, her husband, and I flew back. My stepmother booked us on a Saudi Arabian airline. We didn't know we were only Americans on the plane. So the people that came out on board, I had 5 Bass L's because I don't like to fly, so I want to get a buzz on it. I got to pee really bad. So they came in, Mr. Calicchio, would you come with us? I'm like, okay. They pulled me into a room and they're like, were you in Frankfurt, Germany? I'm like, no. I had 1 stamp on my passport, New York to Heathrow. I said, no, what's this about? They wouldn't answer questions. Were you in Frankfurt, Germany? I said, no.
We asked the questions.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I realized that. They let me back on the plane, and my sister and brother were like, what was that? I said, they were questioning my whereabouts. 20 minutes later, they come back. Would you come with us again? Pull me into the same room. So here comes the painful cavity search. And they said, were you in Frankfurt, Germany? I said, no. I said, I'm with my family. I said, what's this about? And I must have profiled something. They let me back on, and everyone on the plane looked at me at that point. I'm about to just go in my pants.
You're that guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
Right. And the whole plane was in Arabic, too. I mean, we didn't know. It must have been a cheap flight my stepmother booked us on.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if they said, are you a drummer?
Are you Neil Peart?
That would have given me
Neil Peart?
There you go. That would have given me some relief.
Yeah, I'm a drummer. I am. I'm a drummer. Are you a drummer? Yeah. I'm a good drummer. Are you a drummer?
like in the Marathon Man?
Yeah. Are you a drummer?
Is it not remarkable?
No, I don't play drums anymore. Are you a drummer? They just keep asking you, are you a drummer? They take out the drill. Are you a drummer?
Yes, I am a drummer. I'm a good drummer, a very good drummer, yeah.
We don't like drummers.
At the end, that's
the
ending right there. They're done. He's done. You know what? Bands that formed in 1991. Bone Thugs and Harmony of hip-hop fame, discovered by Eazy-E in Cleveland. Right? They had a nice little run in the hip-hop world. For the Love of Money and Crossroads. They had some hits. Cake.
Yeah.
91,
He's running the distance.
Yes.
Fucking hate that song.
A lot of his songs have that same type of cadence. I want a girl with a plastic raincoat.
Yeah. I was stationed in New Mexico, right? So this is after 91. So this is about 95 to 97. I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Kirtland Air Force Base, and I was doing concert security downtown. And No Doubt was playing, and Cake was backing them up. And I was always in the pit. I was always right at the front of the stage, right? And it was fucking horrendous having to stand there and listen to that band. That, I mean, I almost quit. I was like, I can't. This is horrible. I never liked them. I just thought that they were.
It's shtick.
There's something gimmicky about it. It's that vocal delivery. The songs I've heard have that same. You're not really singing. I'm sure maybe the songs that he's doing, but like in the distance.
Another band formed in 1991, Mr. Jones and Me.
Oh yeah, Counting Crows.
Running through the barrio, Counting Crows. Yeah, my daughter's first favorite song. That's why I love that song. Okay. It's my oldest daughter's first favorite song. Yeah. Every time I hear it, I just think of her. Like, that's my little girl song.
What's the singer's name?
And they weren't bad. Adam Durowitz.
Adam Durowitz.
Adam Durowitz. Yeah, Durowitz. Yeah. he had the extensions. I believe he had extensions.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Those weren't real dreads.
Those
I
are
don't
not
know.
Really?
dreads.
Yeah, I don't think they were real dreads. No.
He inspired a song on my old band Edenville's self-titled CD. It was a song called "Pain into Money," where he was complaining in an interview how hard it is to be famous when the record just came out. I thought it was a little premature to be moaning about all the success you're having and stuff. And so I was like, well, what are you complaining about?
Yeah, he was a hot, they were the hot band. He was dating the Hollywood actress. I forget her name. And, you're like, whatever.
I think people have a love-hate relationship with him, though. I think he's one of those singers. He's good. I mean, on the, what was the Wallflowers album with all the big hits on it?
Yeah, I know which one you mean.
Yeah.
He sang a lot of backups on that record.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, a lot of them.
That was their debut album, right?
Yeah.
One Headlight and
yeah. That album had who was a drummer from the Chili Peppers, Chad Smith,
yeah,
and Mike Campbell, the Heartbreakers played a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the album when they didn't use a lot of his band.
Yeah,
because
it was kind of like the
Wrecking Crew.
The Wrecking Crew, yeah. Let's see.
Bring in the pros.
Another band that was formed in 1991. What would you say?
Dave Matthews Band?
Yep.
In 91.
91, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand them when they first came out. Oh, now I really like them, but when they first came out, I didn't turn them off. I don't know.
Crash. I mean, I do like the Dave Matthews Band, but I came to a certain point where I just more songs came out, more albums came out. I just kind of stopped at a certain point with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a second coming maybe 10 years ago, and now I love them. So
yeah.
Oh, you know what it was? Because of Winn-Dixie. He played Otis. He did a great job in that movie.
That's right. Yeah. Also in 91, in this group, they're a trio. They lit up the radio. This is, as I say, I think personally, this is the greatest one-hit wonder of all time. Right? House of Pain came out, formed in 1991.
Yeah.
Jump Around.
Yeah.
Jump Around has to be the greatest one-hit wonder of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. They play that song at every sporting event, in every arena, coliseum, and stadium.
Yep.
In America. And probably across the world.
I'm claiming ignorance here. I know the song, but the titles, I must have heard it. I haven't been to many sporting events.
Jump Around. Jump up.
Let me get it real quick. I'll do a quick.
Just the beginning,
Yeah, just the beginning. Yeah,
just that you don't even have to hear the rapping in it.
And that was that whole Irish thing. That actually prompted me to shave my head.
Oh,
cool.
That was one of the reasons I shaved my head. Yeah, I'd look in the mirror and I'd pull my hair back. I go, I look pretty good.
You saying I should try that?
I did it without telling her. I didn't tell my wife or anything.
I did the same thing. Actually, was that 91? Yeah, we're talking 91. Yeah.
So here we go.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin.
Video is hilarious. You see people puking, they're drunk, they're fighting.
Oh, it's a St. Patrick's Day parade in New York. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
What the hell is that instrument in the beginning? Because that was used on a lot of songs.
Bagpipes. Bagpipes.
Those are bagpipes.
Those are bagpipes, yeah.
What's done to them? They don't sound like that normally.
Yeah, they do. You can hit a pretty high note with bagpipes.
That was a bagpipe. Interesting.
That's a dying bagpipe.
I'm sure they distorted it a little bit too for the sound,
Yeah.
Incubus, Incubus is I either love their music or I don't love their music.
Same here.
Yeah. But when they're good, they're really good. I do. I like them. They had a nice run in the late 90s.
What was that weird video?
Pardon Me While I Burn. And what's that?
You had that sort of animated video. It looks like shit going through like a sewer pipe. Was that Incubus?
No. That was Tool.
That's Tool. Okay. Okay.
Stink Fist, I think that was. Mobb Deep from Queens, New York, hip hop group. Mobb Deep. With I think one of the greatest hip hop songs. If you're a hip hop person, you'd know it. Called "Shook Ones Part 2." Great song. I actually put a clip of that I posted it. I love posting these hip hop. Like I'll go on Spotify and some of these songs have the little video, like that plays in the background.
Yeah.
And I'll just do a screen recording of it, and I post it. And my friends they ignore it. They just won't even comment on it. Like they hate rap. They hate hip hop. They hate it. No one will. They like that scroll. Like I'll put a post out. I'll get 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I put something like that out. Not even a crickets.
I'll like them. I'll have to look at them.
Also, arguably one of the greatest bands of the 90s, Oasis was formed in 1991.
Wow.
Yeah. Oasis. And what band did Noel Gallagher roadie for? Gentlemen, I sent it to you the other day.
Oh, shit.
I texted it to you the other day. You guys
Can
commented. No. The In Spiral Carpets.
Oh, yeah.
Remember I said Noel Gallagher? Lou, you actually commented In Spiral Carpets.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Me and Lou were tired.
Yeah. This band, I'm not sure if you'll be familiar with them. I think Mark would, maybe Lou not. I don't know why I'm saying that. Portishead.
Oh, yeah.
Portishead, really unique band, really unique style. They were forming Power Man 5000. They had a little bit of a run in the 90s. Rob Zombie's brother.
Yeah.
Started that band. Rage Against the Machine started in 1991. They were
still remember getting that CD. Someone gave it to me. I look at the cover and I put it on. That was the most molten. Yeah. It was like you say vinyl melts. I thought the CD was going to melt. I mean, it was just wild.
Let's see. What does this guy say? Mark Flynn, king of the Google king of Google. Mark Flynn. He comments, does this even fit on the screen? The only two people on the planet that consider Oasis one of the best bands of all times are the Gallagher brothers. And then they beat each other up and when they realize they have the same opinion.
True.
Well, there's that infamous diss of Michael Hutchins at the, I think it was a Grammys. They won an award. Michael Hutchins awarded it to him, whether it was the Grammys or something like the Brit Awards, I think it was. Britpop. And Oasis gets like Band of the Year, and Michael Hutchins from INXS presents it to him. And Noel Gallagher takes it from him. He says, yeah, nothing like getting, he says, a has-been has given the award to the Will Bees.
Uh-huh. Whoa.
Oh. Yeah, and they just walked away. They just walked away. A has-been has given the trophy to the Will Bees. Something like that.
Wow.
And just Mike Hudson's just standing there like, what the fuck just happened?
It's got insulted.
Yeah, what the fuck was that all about?
I wanted to be at that after show party.
Yeah. Rancid was formed in 1991. I don't know if they're kind of that ska punk type sound. 3-6 Mafia for all you hip hop heads, which all one of them in the audience. That's why I throw them in there though, because I love them too. 3-6 Mafia, and TLC. TLC formed in 1991 and proceeded to get totally ripped off by 80s star Pebbles. She became their manager and absolutely scorched them for all their money. Bands that broke up in 1991, NWA.
Oh.
NWA. Mark Flynn says, I was a Left Eye fan. I like Chili. I like the one with the long hair.
I like Left Eye.
I liked it. T-Boz was hot. They were all good looking girls.
Yeah.
But something about Chili, those high cheekbones. I don't know. But she didn't have the mouth of Sheryl Crow or Carly Simon. So
here we go. It's the mouth section. The mouths of rock and roll.
Bands that broke up in 91. NWA broke up in 1991. Yeah.
I'm surprised they made it to 91 because they had such a brief,
Ice Cube had left, and then they brought in MC Yella as kind of a fill-in, and you can't replace Ice Cube in that band. You just couldn't.
Yeah.
Great movie, though. I thought the movie was very well done. Explained the whole story.
I saw that. I told my son, they got that right, but the Queen movie sucked.
I won't watch
that
them.
Totally wrong.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Elton John movie, the Queen movie, the Elvis movie. I won't watch any of those movies.
Yeah.
I lived it. But I'll tell you what, one of the greatest diss raps in history. It might be the greatest diss rap. Now, diss rap is when you go after another rapper and you just kind of do a whole song and you just shred them. You just shred them. Ice Cube came out with No Vaseline and just shredded NWA. I mean, even in the movie, they show him sitting there in the studio listening to it like, we can't touch that. Just ate them alive with that one. No Vaseline. You got to get the unedited version too, because they talk about the manager that's getting beeped on the radio though. Bands that reformed in 1991. That really went nowhere, but The Knack reformed in 1991.
Did they break up? Who knew? Who knew they broke up? I didn't know.
Wow. Yeah, they reformed. And this one is out of left field. Procol Harum.
I have that CD. I've heard CD.
Isn't that fun? I've heard modern day Procol Harum stuff. I'm like, I thought they broke up in '67.
No,
I heard this modern. I heard the production. I said it almost sounded like an '80s production, big drums.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's probably. I didn't like it. I can.
They had a Robin Trower on that album. Yeah, it was too big.
Yeah.
Reverby.
I mean, Gary Brooker was a great singer,
songwriter.
But I didn't know. Wow, so they wow.
Hey Lou, what movies came out in '91? Do you have the list?
I got lists too.
I do. I get there's a. I mean, of course, there's a lot. I wrote down things I'd seen. Me
too.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's talk. Yeah, well, let's compare our lists here. You had Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs, which is a huge favorite of mine. JFK.
Yes, I saw that 4 times in the theater. 4 times.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah, I saw that with my wife at the time. Well, no, my fiance at the time. And it was in the summer. I think it's summertime, and the air conditioning broke. I said, we're going to stay and watch this stuff because it's 150 degrees. But back and to the left. Back and to the left. JFK.
Did they still have ushers back then, Lou? Do you remember?
No,
they didn't.
But in Jersey, I didn't go. And during the '80s, I didn't go to the movies at all in Jersey because all the girls had giant hair, and you couldn't see the screen. There was all this big giant Jersey girl hair just covering. Yeah.
On Route 4, if you went to that theater on Route 4.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Paramus, yeah.
Backdraft.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Kurt Russell, I think, was in that.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. Backdraft, yeah.
Barton Fink with John Turturro.
John Turturro, yeah. Whose sister played who?
Janet Soprano.
Janet Soprano, yeah, not a good-looking girl.
She was like Tony.
She was absolutely perfect, though, wasn't she?
She was absolutely perfect. But I'd watch the show and I'm like, she's getting with these gangsters. I'm like, what are they looking at?
Well, if you think about Ralphie, right?
He liked to receive and
who's mommy's little hua? Who's mommy's little hua?
With the gun.
Oh my god. Apparently he begged David Chase. He goes, is this necessary? Character development, he's like, you're doing the scene. Did you see Billy Bathgate? Gangster movie with
I think I did.
Hoffman.
Yeah, Billy, I think I did see that. Yeah.
I think someone got a pair of cement shoes on that one.
Yeah.
Boys in the Hood.
There you go.
I had that on my list. One of my.
What was Ice Cube's name in that?
Doughboy.
There you go.
Nice.
I'm making dough, but don't call me Doughboy.
Bugsy with Warren Beatty.
Yeah. Bugsy Siegel, yeah.
The remake of Cape Fear.
Yeah. Robert De Niro.
Nick Nolte.
And Nick Nolte, yeah. Hold on.
Come on.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can pull something up real quick. Let me see if I can pull something
Anybody
up.
got a cigar?
Thank you. I can outfight you and I can out-philosophize you.
The first one with, what's his name?
Robert Mitchum.
Oh, that was bizarre, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That dude did some crazy ass movies.
He did. He was a bad boy.
Robert Mitchum was a true bad boy.
He was a pot-smoking Hollywood bad boy.
He
John
did
Wayne
some
hated
crazy movie. Did he really?
Yeah, because he smoked pot.
He smoked those reefers.
Hold on.
And Robert Mitchum appeared in the remake.
Yeah, that's right.
He did appear. That's right. Yeah.
Who played the cop, the detective?
I don't know, but this is a great scene. In the movie theater? When
With
he
the
was
cigar.
sitting in front of them with the
That's
cigar?
right. That's right. He's just laughing his ass off.
Dude, that's one of my favorite memes. When someone tries to go at me on Facebook, I hit him with that, and it's a shutdown. Because I have the little scene clipped, and I just post it like that. You don't come back from that.
Oh man,
he's got the big cigar, and they get up and walk away.
Yeah, I liked his wardrobe in that movie.
Oh yeah, wasn't much to it.
I had when a liquor store I managed in New Jersey. I had a customer, a total drunk guy, dressed just like him.
Really?
With the cigar, he didn't know what he was doing. The guy was out of it, but he was he would come like he's dressed like Robert De Niro in Cave, with the white shoes with the buckle, the white cap, but the whole
dude, how bizarre was that at the end when he starts speaking in tongues?
Yeah,
like that was like a left turn. Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, it was kind of over the top, but it kind of worked. I mean, he was so
worked.
He was determined underneath the car.
Yeah,
this guy, knew what he was doing.
Hey, by the way, Lou,
he's no dummy.
That guy that came into the liquor store, because I live 2 blocks from that liquor store. That was me before I grew my hair long.
That was you. That was you.
When you said drunk, I knew it was me.
Was he buying Thunderbird wine? Or is that
a Ripple wine?
Wines. He's a wine drinker.
Monkey piss wine.
He was buying white Zinfandel.
Oh,
back then.
Ugh.
All right.
Yeah.
91. I was still drinking Rianiti Lambrusco.
Oh, there you go.
I loved it.
Rianiti on ice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, the original wine cooler. Rianiti and ginger ale. Diet ginger ale.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother used to make it in the 70s.
Then there was Sun Country with Ringo Starr doing the commercials for them.
Sun Country
wine coolers. Ringo was.
Oh, that's right. The Sun Country wine coolers. That's right.
Bartles and James.
They were the most popular.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were icons. Remember the movie The Commitments?
Yeah,
Commitments.
Good movie.
Good movie. Yep.
Yep.
Doc Hollywood with Michael J. Fox.
One of my favorites.
Doc Hollywood.
Yeah. The Doors movie with Val Kilmer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
One of my favorite wacky movies, The Fisher King.
Oh, yeah.
That was with Robin Williams, right?
And Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Robin. Yeah. Who's the guy? Terry Gilliam from Monty Python.
Monty Python. That's right.
Great. Robin Williams was great in it.
And Terry Gilliam has a bizarre mind.
He really does. The whole imagery was just
Yeah, it's always him with that imagery. Yeah.
He was the animator for Monty Python.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Movie Grand Canyon.
Hold on. He also was a horse in Monty Python with the coconuts.
Oh, okay.
The Holy Grail. He was a horse.
That's great.
With the coconuts.
Oh man, great. Movie Grand Canyon. I think Danny Glover was in that. It was like
Kevin Spacey was in it. Yeah.
I get that mixed up with with LA Story, which was also 91. Steve Martin.
Oh yeah.
He had a great scene where he's getting robbed and he gets shot in the leg. And you see movies where people get shot in the leg. He got shot in the leg and went down for the count, vomiting. And then he was in traction. I mean, they showed what happens if you get shot in the leg. You're not going to shrug your shit off.
Yeah, no, you don't. No,
it's just a flesh wound.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Bruce Willis movies that got savage, Hudson Hawk.
I liked Hudson Hawk.
I like Hudson Hawk.
I like
Danny Aiello. I don't get why people are so bummed out about it.
He had another movie out that year, which was one of my favorites.
What was it?
Do you have that on your list? The Last Boy Scout.
Last Boy Scout, yeah.
Yeah, that was that's one where the guy says, I can kill you by punching you in the nose or something. The guy goes, yeah, punches him and he just dies.
Yeah. And actually, that was my next on my list there, actually. Jungle Fever. Spike Lee.
Spike Lee.
Was that his second feature film?
Yes. Do the Right Thing was his first.
Do the Right Thing is a great movie.
Yeah.
No rap, no music, no rap. Let's see. This is a weird movie. I saw this. I never saw it, but it's called The Linguini Incident with Roseanne Arquette and David Bowie.
I've heard of that.
I want to see it. I've heard of it, never saw it. But
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. David Bowie. Mobsters with Christian Slater. I did kind of like a remake on the old classic, like Lucky Luciano and Capone and all that. New Jack City.
Oh, you got my other
Wesley
favorite.
Snipes.
My other favorite.
Yeah.
And a young Chris Rock.
Young Chris Rock.
That's right.
Yeah.
Perhaps my lady. right? He was a young crack addict, wasn't he?
Was that your Chris Rock imitation there, Lou?
You damn right it was. You bet your ass it was, Scott. That was.
Buddy, I know you're doing the list, but you got to go to the penalty box for even trying that. Even trying to do that.
See, I'm checking.
Lou's a man that has to know his limits. Chris Rock is not in his repertoire. It's not in his repertoire.
I got a throat thing, so I'm even going to try an impersonation tonight.
I'm going to tell you, he needs to stick to Michael McDonald, and that definitely gets him in the penalty box. He's back.
Turn around and eat your big-ass biscuit. All right.
That was better. That was better.
Do a Chris Rock impersonation. That was mean, man. Okay. This next one is one of my favorite. Actually, I think it's my only favorite Chevy Chase movie besides Caddyshack and Vacation. Nothing But Trouble.
Never saw that.
No, I'm not. Was not a big Chevy Chase fan.
I'm not either. Chevy Chase and Demi Moore play these two big money New York people that get stuck in the bowels of New Jersey in a town called Vulcanvania. Dan Aykroyd plays the judge, and he plays. He's got a couple roles in it. Digital Underground is at the ending of it.
Ah, yeah,
right.
Yeah,
okay.
Digital Underground. That was Digital Underground. Actually,
Tupac
was where Tupac got his start. He was kind of a dancer, backup vocal,
right?
And actually, he got his in 1991. He came out with Tupacalypse Now. That was his debut album in 1991.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It must have been just before he left. Dan Aykroyd has a scene as the judge where he's rapping with him. He's scratching on the turntable.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's a pretty funny movie. Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd also played. They had these monster costumes where they play Bobo and Little Devil. It's to take on the Jersey Devil, like with the toxic waste. Funny movie. Point Break.
Oh, another one of my favorite.
Movie. Yeah.
Yep. Patrick Swayze.
What was Keanu's? He was. What was his name in the movie? His character name?
I don't remember.
Oh, it was a good name, Johnny something. It was a state name or something.
Talk about like Johnny Nevada, or Johnny Reno, or something like that.
And I like that Swayze did a bad guy in that movie. That was
that has quite a cult following.
Yeah,
that movie for some reason.
It does.
Yeah.
It was also referenced in the Tony Stark character calls the Thor character Point Break. That's
right. He called. Yeah.
Right. So in the Ragnarok movie, when Thor's trying to get back in the ship, he's trying to use his passwords. He's like, "Strongest Avengers not working." He goes, "Point Break," and the thing starts up for him.
Good call, Lou. Good call.
You seen the movie The Prince of Tides?
Prince of Tides, yep.
Tearjerker.
Yep.
When I saw that movie, there's a breakdown scene with Nick Nolte. It was a great acting job, just real so hard. Some guy in the theater, let out this anguished cry and ran out of the theater.
Oh,
I was like, oh fuck, poor guy, man.
You're just hoping he wasn't coming back.
Yeah, I was gonna trip him and make him watch it. Watch that movie. I was there with Boogie Nights too. Remember Boogie Nights?
Yeah.
At the end of it, Mark Wahlberg whips out his rubber schlong.
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
Some dude get up and he couldn't run out of that theater fast enough. I wanted to yell, "It's Rubber Man!"
It's a movie.
It's a prosthetic.
That is a good movie, though.
It was a great movie.
That is a good movie.
Burt Reynolds got robbed of an Oscar there.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he should have. It was a great comeback for him, and he was great.
No pun intended. Great comeback.
Oh.
Put me in the penalty box.
Put him in the penalty box.
Oh wait, he did Michael McDonald.
Yeah, you both. You know what? You're fucking both going. Yep. That's it. I don't care. They're both double minors. They both. It's me right now. It's just me. Yeah, double minors for both of them. One of them, there's a really tasteless joke, and the other one, the Michael McDonald, he knows it's going to happen. I think he wanted that just so he could take a drink of water and take a break from reading the list. All right, I'm going to bring him back early. All right.
That was a Mark Cohn impersonation.
Oh, hey, who's on the cover of that one? Who is that?
Roy Orbison.
Roy Orbison, that's right. Yeah.
Roy Orbison on the Midnight Special.
Yeah.
This was the Million Sellers one, so I don't know what year.
Doesn't get any better than that.
What other movies, Lou?
Okay, Regarding Henry with Harrison Ford.
Another good one.
Another sad one. The Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer. I actually liked that movie.
Yeah.
I liked it.
He directed the first Captain America movie.
Didn't they try to do a remake of that or something? And
really?
They made it a girl or something. Like they tried to do something like that to that.
The Rocketress?
I don't know. Yeah. Now they're woke shit.
Young lassie.
Yeah. The movie Slacker.
Slacker?
Richard Linklater. That was one of his movies.
Is that movie about me?
I didn't see Slacker.
It's a movie about Mark.
He says it's about Perry.
No, me. I said me.
Oh,
Lou, that's a Freudian slip.
no. There's a reason I said that. Perry
I know.
Perry wrote a song called "Heart of a Slacker."
Yep.
It's
a damn good song too.
Is it autobiographical?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
I think you might say there's some little personal touches in there. Now the movie Slacker, there was a girl in it. It was in a punk band. I forgot that she died recently, but she was in Slacker. I forgot the band. Anyway,
recently she died.
Yeah. The last month or two. Okay. Sleeping with the Enemy.
Hey, Todd Sockman says, "Good night, Mark and Lou. Put Scott in the penalty box." No, I am in control of the penalty box.
We can't.
I should just delete his comment. How's that? That's like putting him in the penalty box.
Wait, come on, free speech. You can say whatever.
No. This
is a private enterprise.
That's right. You have no idea. That's right. I'm Elon Musk in this motherfucker.
I'm out of here.
Put you to work.
You're too tall to be Elon Musk.
I'm gonna put a fucking bed next to your fucking podcast booth there, Mark. That's where you're gonna do your work.
And give me a bottle for
strap.
That's right. I only want people that are ready to work on this podcast. Ready to work. Go to bed. What was the movie you just said before Todd Sockman rudely interrupted us?
Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts and Patrick Bergen.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie.
The ending I thought was a little over the top though.
A little over the top.
I mean, she takes the boat to get off that island they lived on, and he's just like, he was like the Frankenstein monster.
Yeah. She takes the boat.
Mustache,
that's right.
She's got that creepy mustache.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the towels, the matching towel length in the bathroom. If the towels didn't match a certain length, he just loses shit.
Yeah.
I know a lady.
That Patrick Bergen, the actor, he experienced a backlash after that because he was so good.
You hated him.
Yeah, but people just assume that's what. I mean, isn't that crazy? You're an actor.
Well, that means you're a good actor.
It means you're a good actor. It also means you got to meet someone who, no, you're abusive. It was a fucking role I played. But he did it well. I get the wheezes. Star Trek 4: The Undiscovered Country. I like the Star Trek movies.
Me too.
Okay. This one I never saw, but it's a biggie. Thelma and Louise.
Oh yeah.
I never saw it.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the ending?
Yeah, I made a reference to that on Facebook when they were in the whole midst of censoring everything around 2020, and I said something to the effect of maybe Biden and Harris should do a Thelma and Louise and do the country a favor. And they put me in Facebook jail.
Things got real sensitive as far as anything you might say back then, right?
Put me. Let's not go down that road.
Yeah, let's not. Scott.
I said a few things. One time, I think it was a self-deprecating comment, and I got in trouble for it. I'm like, it wasn't even about you. It was about
me. Yeah. All right, more movies.
Okay. What about Bob with Richard Dreyfuss
one of
and
his
Bill
best.
Murray?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Bill Murray.
I really need to talk.
Yep. And this one's kind of weird. I'd heard of it. I never saw the movie. The title, Whore, with Teresa Russell. I don't know what it's about. I can check it out. But I remember it's just she was was she in? I forgot what movie she was in. I get mixed up with Kathleen Turner.
Teresa Russell, blonde, right?
I thought
she's a dirty blonde.
Let me see. Let me pull this up right here. Teresa.
No, in Jersey, that movie's called Hua.
Hua. Nobody said Hua better than what's his name in The Sopranos. You just said it.
Or Lorraine Bracco.
No,
here she is.
It was in Goodfellas, same thing.
But no. Joe. What's his name?
Joe
played Richie.
No, Richie. Who's Mommy's little Hua?
Yeah. What's his name? Joe Pantaleone. Yeah.
Joey
she was in. Let me see. I got some of her movies.
Some pictures of her. Whoops.
She still looks good. Yeah, she still looks good. Let's see.
The movie's directed by Ken Russell.
So she's done a movie called Whore, and she did a movie called Liz and Dick.
Wow.
I see. Yeah.
Well, she beats what's her name? The other one that reminds you of her.
She hasn't really done a lot of big movies. She's done a lot. She was in Spider-Man 3 for a minute.
Okay.
Let's see. Chasing Alice. She was also in The Box. I see a trend here with this girl.
Yeah. A couple prostitution roles.
Love Comes Softly. What is up with this girl?
Wow.
Does she just take movies based on the titles? What the hell? Glory Hole. I mean, Days. I'm sorry.
Do you know who's in the movie Whore?
Who?
Antonio Fargas. You know who he was?
Yeah. Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear. Jack Nance.
Jack Nance, yeah.
Eraserhead.
Yep.
He was murdered.
He was murdered?
Yeah. I think it was a fight. He got in a fight in a bar and had some post after thing with his head, I think.
But I was going to say, Bob Crane got murdered. This guy just got in a bar fight.
Yeah. He got
died afterwards. Bob Crane was murdered.
What was the movie he was in? Was it Autofocus?
Oh, yeah. Great movie.
It's a good movie, but you wash your hands after that.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo was in Whore.
Who was Denny Trejo?
Danny Trejo.
Yeah, Danny Trejo. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Machete.
Yeah.
Machete.
Remember him from the Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was the turtle, whatever.
He did good for an ex-con.
Yeah.
He made quite a career. He's a very rich man right now.
Well, that was 91 in movies.
Well, when you're uglier than a bag of assholes, then you're going to get a lot of parts.
But he's a funny guy.
He is a nice guy. Evidently a nice guy, too.
I got a couple that you missed, Lou, that I liked.
Was that it, Lou? Was that all you had?
Yeah, that's all I got.
What do you got, Mark?
All right. I got probably one of Joe Pesci's last movies, The Super. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Where he's
that's right.
slumlord. They made him sleep in the apartment. Remember the rats there right on top of him when he's sleeping, Well, a movie, Terminator 2 came out. I remember lining up and getting tickets for that one. Because it had the Guns N' Roses song in it.
Yeah.
The movie Rush, which had Tears in Heaven, that's a hard movie to watch. It's all about drug addiction. Greg Allman's in it as a dealer, but it's a good movie.
Really?
And Clapton did the whole soundtrack. It's kind of like the Lethal Weapons, where he's just riffing through the whole movie. It was a movie, but it was also a documentary, Hearts of Darkness, about the making of Apocalypse Now. Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I think this was great. Addams Family with the first remake was really good.
Yeah, with Raul Julia.
Yep, and Christopher Lloyd.
And what's her name?
Angelica
Houston.
Yeah, well done.
And who played Wednesday?
That was she's a little hottie. She still looks good.
Yes, I can't remember her name.
That movie Black Snake Moon.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
With Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
And she's just in her
chain to a radiator.
In her underwear.
Yeah.
Like something. I don't know.
Christina something.
I'm just saying.
Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci. Yeah. Dude, look her up today. She still looks good. Like she's a very unique looking girl, but she is fit and she's she stayed in shape. Yeah.
So she's probably in her 40s now.
She actually was in the new the Netflix series Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she played a part in it. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
She played a part in it. What else, Mark?
One more. I went to a thing of going to see Woody Allen movies when they came out. So Shadows and Fog, very effective movie. But you had to be into it to like it. Madonna was in that one.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
that's
good list.
But
good
Lou
list.
had
Lou Springsteen in it?
No, it took place in like old England, 1800s. I know what you say. But Lou had two of my favorites in 1 year, Boys in the Hood and New Jack City. Those are superb movies.
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs is an old-time classic.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's jump back to music, right? Mm-hmm. All these records, all these albums, these CDs, whatever, were released within 41 days of each other.
Wow.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 absolute classics. Five classics, all released within 41 days of each other. Metallica, Black Album, right? That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Black Album, right?
Right.
But it's just Metallica, right? Pearl Jam 10, that's their debut album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood, Sugar, Sex, and Magic.
That was a monster.
Give it away now.
Disturbing video.
Does that have under the bridge on it?
Well, speaking of Under the Bridge, you were looking up at their crotches while they're playing with their legs spread.
Well, these are the dudes that did come out with fucking athletic socks over there. So
is Breaking the Girl on that record?
You know what? I'm not a big Chili Peppers fan.
I'm not either. That's my favorite song.
I liked Give It Away, and I was different. Yeah. It was good for its time, but Under the Bridge, I like certain songs.
Yeah.
What's the other one? It's not from that. It's from Californication. I thought Californication was, to me, that was their best album.
Me too. I think that was their peak. Yeah.
What's the song off of that album?
It starts with the bass.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Look at me in a bathroom stall, young southern girl with the southern drawl. Close her eyes and not see you. With the birds I share.
Yeah.
I like that song. With the birds I share.
He sings
What's that?
He sings the chorus of it, actually.
Yeah, so that's the only time I like him. When he does that white man rapping thing, walking down the street, looking at my feet, gonna see the sun, looking for a gun. Like, I hate that shit. I hate that shit. He's a horrible rapper, and it's not even good.
I agree.
And it just kind of, but when he sings, he's got a half decent voice, and they have good, but what's his name was the guitarist for Californication? Was it John Frusciante?
I think so.
There's one of them. Who was the guitar player that died?
Hillel Slovak, the original, right?
The original, yeah.
By the way,
John
that song
Frusciante came in. He's a good guitarist, really good guitarist, but they were driving him crazy, evidently.
That song was Around the World. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that came out. Soundgarden's Badmotorfinger.
Oh yeah.
Came out, and probably you could say it was the monster, but I don't know. It's a toss-up. Nirvana Nevermind came out.
Yeah.
With all of these within 41 days of each other.
Yep.
I mean, let's think of that.
I prefer.
They're all fucking classic albums.
Yeah.
Like, you just sitting there. I remember this. I remember being in the clubs like in Sacramento, and like the first time they play Smells Like Teen Spirit. You're like, damn, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about that. Then you hear Give It Away Now, and then Pearl Jam because with
Jeremy or
what was the first one?
Alive,
right?
Yeah.
The Metallica. Does that have Enter Sandman on it?
Yep.
I mean, dude, it's crazy. Like 91 was a good year, man.
There was an incredible amount of money being made by the record companies because it was the CD boom too. So everybody was buying their stuff, and you had a hit record. Everyone had to have a physical copy. So, there was Midnight. Remember that Midnight? They'd release big albums. They'd line up and get them.
The Midnight releases. Yeah, I never did that, but
me neither.
I remember them.
There was rapping and rock. Rock was still big. As some of these lists that we've done over the months, like mid to late 90s, it's all hip hop. All the top singles are mostly hip hop and rap, where rock was still kicking ass here.
Yeah.
So you had everything, other genres too. Just all. Yeah,
hip hop had started changing its style, and it was still relatively clean and good. I mean, go back and listen to some of these early 90s raps. And then you had there was a whole so the 90s, you could actually almost compare it to the 70s, because in the early 90s, around 91, then you started having all this like club music coming out.
Yeah.
All this club music was coming out. You had like KLF, and you had Jesus Jones, and and that's kind of a club song, right? Right here, right now, and whoever else. I got the
Sweet Symphony.
Snap. I got the power.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it was just crazy club music, and like La Bouche and Black Box, and who was it that Vince Clarke left Yaz, and he started what was Vince Clarke from Depeche Mode? Then he left them and started Yaz with Alison Moyet, and then he left her and he started with how can I forget the name of the band? How can I explain when there's no reason?
Hey, Louis, sounds like Michael McDonald.
I'm in the box.
That's what he gets for trying to do Michael in person.
Erasure.
There you go.
Erasure, okay.
You know, Erasure.
That's the band when you mentioned them. I knew all their hits, but I didn't know it was Erasure.
Yeah.
When I listened, I knew at least 5 of those songs that were really well known.
Pet Shop Boys with Behavior. I mean, there was a whole, just like disco broke, dance music was fucking all over the radio. All over the radio. So you had all these genres mixing. So you can almost say that the version of punk for the late 70s, right, was basically grunge in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? It just wiped out everything.
Wiped that other thing, yeah.
You know, it got rid of all the hair bands, you know, and so
that pissed me off when it pissed me off. I was into the hair bands and I hated Nirvana for the longest time. And I'm like, oh, well, every genre just gets tired. So you have to have a new genre of music come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I have a list of, it's kind of like, I don't know, top 10 albums of 1991, right? Number 10 is very interesting. Temple of the Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell, you know, got together with members of Pearl Jam.
And it came out before either band got big.
It was a tribute to what group?
The singer of Mother Love Bone.
There you go, Mother Love Bone. Chloe Dancer. You ever listen to that song from Mother Love Bone? Chloe Dancer.
I've got the CD on my shelf. I got the CD sitting on my shelf. Someone said you got to listen to it, and I've never heard the whole CD.
You got to write it down. Chloe Dancer is a great fucking song. I mean, it's that dude. That's probably his Stairway to Heaven type. It's not that type of song, but that's the song. That is the song, I think, off that album. Number 9 was Soundgarden, Badmotorfinger. Right?
That's a huge album.
Yeah.
I love that album.
That was their breakthrough. That was their breakthrough album.
Yeah.
You know? Let's see. Number 8 was No More Tears.
Love that album.
Yep. Ozzy. Heavy.
You know, that brought him back too. He went through a little bit. Yeah. It was like, because Zakk Wylde was on the previous album, which didn't sell anything. And then this album was all like, over MTV.
Ozzy just kept coming back from the dead.
Yeah.
Literally, like he's had how many, like his career's had how many rebounds? You know what I mean? And then, of course, the Osbournes just launched him into like cult status. Absolute cult status. Sharon!
Yeah, the family's watching it. Like, you guys, you don't know the guy very well.
Yeah. I always thought Ozzy's daughter was she's kind of cute. She lost all that weight. She was kind of cute.
I haven't seen her lately.
When she lost the weight, she was okay. That's usually the thing with chubby girls when they're young. They lose the weight, you're like, oh, you were hiding. You were hiding. Oh, okay. Gene Simmons' daughter she's a pretty girl.
Never saw her.
You never saw Family Jewels? I think it was called Family Jewels.
I refused to watch that. I was just like,
I thought it was interesting. It was mindless. I just thought it was interesting.
Shannon Tweed.
Yep. Yeah. Did you know that every couple that ever went on a reality show either divorced or came really close to divorcing?
Yeah.
Like Sharon and Ozzy had a total, that kind of almost ruined the family. Then Family Jewels, where those two were together, Shannon Tweed and Gene Simmons. And then, like, when it was like toward the end of it, she was done with him. She was like, I'm kicking him to the curb.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like the kiss of death for a relationship. Number 7 was Out of Time, R.E.M. Right? Losing My Religion. Number 6 was Blood, Sugar, Sex, and Magic, like we just talked about. Number 5, Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 came out. That was pretty controversial.
That I got it because I had to have it. There was so much pre-press. And the first time I heard it, I'm like, this should have been one disc.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. Yeah.
2 versions of November Rain. Come on.
I was gonna say November Rain was that the big hit off that?
Yeah, it was a good song, but they had 2 versions of it,
Yeah. Yeah. Number 4 was 10 by Pearl Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, we didn't really talk about it. Achtung Baby.
I was hoping you were going to put that number 1.
Yep. Well, they have this is their list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my favorite album from that year.
Yeah. The Fly. Yeah. Mysterious Ways. Oh, yeah. Me and Jack came to that conclusion. I think he actually kind of brought it to my attention. He's like, I said, you know what? If I can write, Not really a good song. It's an irritating song, really.
Which one?
Mysterious Ways, yeah. And then one off that album, right, with the controversial video that they didn't show in America because they were dressed up in drag.
How would that go over today? They'd be banned.
Oh, they wouldn't. They'd be glorified. They'd be put to the front of the line. They'd be at the White House.
No, half the country would ban them. Half the country would love them. That's what would happen. Come on.
They'd be at the White House. I can tell you that.
Who directed?
They might name a bread after them or something. Who knows?
Who directed that?
Well, they did name a bread after. It's called Wonder Bread.
That video was directed by Anton Corbin.
How many versions of that video were there?
There were two. Then there was like a more mainstream.
Oh,
there was a third
three.
one?
It's three.
I didn't know about a third one.
The Buffalo video.
I never saw it. Wow.
Yeah. The Buffalo. You gotta see. Check it out.
Yeah, I will.
That's the third version of it. Yeah.
You ruined my pick for video of the week.
Oh, shit.
Thanks, Scott.
Let's see. Number 2 is Metallica Black Album.
Yep.
Right. What was the what was it? Was there anything going on with that? Were people like that's the definitive album from Metallica?
No, that split a lot of fans because they slowed down for that album. They were a thrash band up until that point. That's what
I'm talking about. Yeah.
So then they come out with that, and it's more like a Sabbath album. But they were smart to do that. But a lot of people didn't like it initially.
Yeah,
they sold out and everything.
They sold out. Yeah, yeah. And number 1, Nevermind, Nirvana.
Yep. I death protest.
Well, it was a monster, man.
It was a monster.
It was a monster.
Yeah. I liked it. I mean,
so those are the top 10 albums.
Now, did you have any albums that year that you especially liked that are not on that list?
Oh yeah,
me too.
What do you got, Lou?
Let's see. Actually, a New Jersey band called the Feelies. The album's called Time for a Witness. If you like Lou Reed, they were big fans of the Velvet Underground. They were from the northern New Jersey area. They were a great band. They were really good. Anyway, but that was just a very local thing. Elvis Costello, Mighty Like a Rose. Great record. Produced by Mitchell Froom. That's got one. It's got McCartney. He's got a few co-writes on it. Great album. It's not my favorite record.
Crash Test Dummies.
Crash Test Dummies came out in 91.
Yep.
Let's see. Van Halen put out the F.U.C. record.
I was going to cue you up, Lou. I was going to cue it up.
Were you? Okay. With the Crash Test Dummies or Van Halen?
Why doesn't my phone ever work when I need it to? Oh. Yep. What an opening song.
From Van Halen?
That's Pound Cake.
Okay. I didn't get that record. I let them go at that point.
I love that.
You're a Sammy Hagar fan.
Yeah.
Rush put out Roll the Bones.
Yeah.
Speaking of rapping. So was that Geddy Lee rapping on that?
I always thought it was Neil Peart, but I don't know. It could have been Alex. I mean, one of us.
I don't think it's Neil.
Okay.
Robbie Robertson put out his second solo record, Storyville. Michael Bolton put out Time, Love, and Tenderness.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
You want to hear my Michael Bolton impersonation?
No.
I don't have one.
Please, no.
He doesn't have one. Okay.
No, I'd penalty box myself forever on that.
Knock yourself out.
It would hurt.
And what else? Anything else?
Actually, the Spin Doctors, Pocket Full of Kryptonite.
I fucking hate them.
I do too, with a passion.
Stupid fucking band.
I like to punch that guy in the head.
With the fucking stupid hat on, with the fucking winter hat. It just looks like the fucking scruffy beard
with the mud flaps coming down.
Punch him in the face. Yeah.
Do you remember this, Mark? Did you like that record?
The first time I heard it, I'm like, hey, that's catchy. Fourth time you heard it, you're like, get this fucking radio off. I mean, it just got on you. And we did tapes where I was a CPI at the time, and there was it was a band. They were Orthodox, but they covered rock songs with Orthodox lyrics, and they did Two Princes. So I'm in the mastering, so I got to hear it over and over again, and I got so tired of
Yeah.
Them and Blues Traveler. Blues Traveler was a better band, but those two, they just annoyed me after a while.
Yeah.
That song, Two Princes, that's right up there with "Life is a Highway." I want to ride. Tom Cochran. I'll punch them both in the face. Shut the fuck up. Life is a highway. There are more irritating songs, but that's right up there.
Oh yeah,
with fucking irritating songs.
Remember the cover of that? The cover of Life is a Highway
by a country singer.
It was a country singer. The Pixar Cars movie. That version was in that. That was my son's first favorite movie because he was like 5 or 6. He was a kid. But I don't know who did it. Rascal Flatts.
Okay. Well, I'd probably rather hear that version than that fucking.
No, Rascal Flatts.
It's almost the same version.
Pop country.
Yeah. Mark, you got to do that from the back of your throat.
I got a little sore throat.
You got the COVID? Right. COVID's back, people. COVID's back.
I know.
Yeah, it's a fucking cold. In other words, it's cold. It's pussy COVID. Yeah. That's all it is. Pussy COVID. If you don't lose your sense of taste and your sense of smell and feel like you ran a fucking marathon at top speed just walking to the bathroom, you don't have COVID.
Well, don't you? I think have you ever had the real flu? Right?
Yeah.
Right? So you get people, they come to work and they go, I got the flu. When you have the flu, you don't get out of bed for like 3-4 days. I mean, real flu is horrible.
Never had it.
Hey, Perry, there he is. Let me see. Perry. I didn't see his thing. He says, transbred, low in carb, low in gluten, transbred. Oh boy. He says Life is a Highway ripped off Train in Vain by The Clash.
Yeah.
I never put it together because I never really listened to the song that much.
There you stand by your life.
Yeah, great song.
I'm not getting the connection here, Perry. Perry, can you hum it out for us?
Maybe it must be the beat or something. I don't know. The fucking microphone. What else we got?
I want one more favorite. It's a Jersey record, The Smithereens, Blow Up.
Yeah, the Smithereens.
Yep.
Mark, did you already say yours?
I got a few, nothing much. Sailing the Seas of Cheese by Primus. Remember that? Jerry was a race car driver.
That bass player for Primus is fucking that dude. Like he's like the key to that whole band.
Oh my god.
Bass.
That bass, yeah.
That album is great, sublime.
You know what? I started. I never really listened to them, and then I watched one of their videos. They have the greatest videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. A clever video.
It's a crazy ass. And then I started kind of going down a rabbit hole. And I'm like, you know what? They're actually pretty good. It's not really my thing, but they're really good musicians.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Like fucking really good.
I think it was a year ago. They did a tour, tribute to the Rush album, Farewell to Kings, and they played. They just played Rush for their whole concert.
Are they still together?
Yeah. It's mostly what's his name on bass. I mean, I think the guitar players, they've had a couple, 2 or 3 in a time, you know.
Yeah.
Les Claypool.
That's Claypool. That's it. Yeah.
You know, South Park. He got a career. He made a lot of money. Right. He does all that stuff.
He does the music for them?
Yeah. Going down South Park. That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He does all the music in the show.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, Fuck from Van Halen. Lou mentioned that.
Yep.
For unlawful carnal knowledge.
I call it Fuck. Fuck it. Badlands, which was the band, the guitar player from Ozzy Osbourne who left and then what's his name replaced him, Jakey Lee. That was a seriously good album. It sounds like 70s style hard rock, very dry. Loved it. Rumor Inside by Richard Thompson. That was kind of a career resurgence for him. That was all over the radio. Well, college radio.
Yeah.
And all the others we've discussed. No More Tears, big one.
Yep.
You know. Oh, Into the Great Wide Open by Tom Petty. I like that album.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
What about Yes Union?
Yeah, they came out with one. Yeah.
And I love that album.
They came out with one. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah. Well, that was, I'm telling you, that stuff, that dance music was fucking everywhere, man. Let's jump into the video suggestions of the week.
I got to back up.
It doesn't have to be for the year 1991, though.
No. It could be anything. Yeah, I know, right? What do you got, Lou? Give us a video. Your video suggestion of the week. Video, is that what is suggestion?
What
Yeah.
video?
Recommendation. Your video recommendation of the
Give
week.
us the video, old
Did
man.
I mention Loverboy last week because I didn't have one? But remember, I forgot.
You forgot your video last week. That's right.
Anyway, this is for comedy only. Okay. Loverboy, Hot Girls in Love.
Okay.
It's hysterical.
It's a classic 80s.
It's a classic 80s.
Classic 80s video.
A lot of it takes place at an abandoned gas station in the desert.
Yeah.
Check out the drummer. I'm laughing my ass off. I rewatched it the other day.
All right. And
I'm not saying it's not the word. His opening line, the way he sings the opening line is just weird. She's so young at heart. It's just the way he says the word heart.
Yeah.
It's Canadian.
She's so young at heart.
Yeah. It's Canadian. Yeah.
He's Canadian.
Yeah.
Canadian, the band is Canadian. Yeah.
Robbie Robertson wouldn't sing it like that.
No. And somebody I posted a video of him recently. I'm like, ooh, buddy. Yeah. Mike Reno.
Yeah.
I think he said he's in a band called Blubber Boy now.
Blubber Boy. Yeah. He's a big guy.
He went the way of Lou Graham. Yeah.
That's right.
And Pat Denizio, the Smithereens.
Yeah.
Oh, he blew up too?
Oh, shit. I saw them live in New Jersey, and I said, when's the band coming? I'm like, whatever, he tripled in size.
Dude, when the Pixies reformed, I remember that Black Francis, the lead singer, was getting all sorts of heat for being fat. And he came back, he's like, what the fuck? Like, what do you care what I look like? I'm not really, but that's the thing. When you come back,
Yeah, and people age,
people age and they change, and that's the thing about movie stars, rock stars. You want to remember them as they're young. Like you said, fucking, you got John Cougar, John Mellencamp, fucking Grandpa Long Pockets. Fucking waist of his band is up under his tits. He's fucking got the long with the fucking suspenders.
He's wearing titty pants, as my brother used to call them. Yeah,
Daddy's Grandpa Long Pockets. You fucking put your hand in your pockets. It's been this so long. Fucking pocket goes down to your knees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then you got the ones that you see and you say, oh my God, they're in their 60s and they look exactly like they looked in their 20s, but you meet them. So I met Tommy Shaw. Well, when you meet Tommy Shaw, he's an old man with the same hair from the
same
70s,
hair,
but he's an old man underneath.
Jeff Beck with the black dyed hair.
Yeah. Steve Tyler, another one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between Steven Tyler and Carly Simon? Nothing. They look exactly the same. They look exactly the same.
And I saw more women when I used to go to the racetrack at the Meadowlands. I saw more women that looked like Steve Tyler.
Oh yeah,
something on the number 2 horse right now.
The funniest fucking the memes I've been seeing is about fucking John Bon Jovi looking like they just. And this is the meme saying he looks like an old lesbian. Just saying.
I see
with the glasses and the. I mean, it's like, damn, Bon Jovi.
Kind of like that gray bob hair.
Oh, dude, yeah, like you're looking dude looks like a lady.
There used to be a website called www.menwholooklikeoldlesbians.com. It's hysterical.
Is it still around?
No,
it's some great Facebook material.
Oh man, dude!
I'll just Google it.
Google it. I don't. Al Franken was in it. But the list of people, I'm like, yeah. Okay.
Louis, what was that? Louis, the comedian, Louis
C.K.
Anderson? No, Louis Anderson.
Louis Anderson. Well, he did play in that FX series. The clown. What the fuck was the name of it? He played the dude's mother. Yeah, Louis Anderson played the dude's mother. It's brilliant. But it was brilliant. It was brilliant. Yeah.
But they're saying Bon Jovi looks like.
Oh, dude, look him up.
I saw that meme. I know.
Yeah.
Did you see? Was it for a Super Bowl show or halftime? It was his commercial for. It was "Here Comes the Sun." He did the remix.
Oh God, yeah.
It was. It was bad. They said it looked like a pharmaceutical commercial.
Yeah, they're on like a dock or a pier.
On a dock. It's dreary out. It's called "Here Comes the Sun." It was just terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
What's your video of the week?
Well, one was going to be it. And then I could make it my reply to your Hot Girls in Love from Judas Priest, but I'm not going to make it that video either. I'm going to say Brilliant Disguise by Bruce Springsteen. If that comes on TV, I have to stare at him through the whole song. It's one shot, moving in slowly. Yeah. And when he sings those lyrics, you see it in his eyes and you see it in his soul. That's one of the most
great song,
heartfelt, deep videos I've ever seen.
It's also a real good album too.
Yes, it is.
That was a Bruce solo record.
Yep. Yeah, great song.
So my reply to Lou when he texted Hot Girls in Love is I replied with a video from Judas Priest, Hot Rockin'.
Oh,
they're all doing weightlifting. They're like,
that's the gayest thing I've ever seen.
they're in the steam room putting the
I was shitting my pants laughing.
Bunch of pasty white guys from England there, all shirtless.
Looking like the Ducky Boys from the Wanderers or whatever it was.
The Ducky Boys, good reference.
Remember that was a great movie.
Good reference.
The only one that enjoyed that video was Rob.
What's that, Mark?
This is the only one that enjoyed doing that video, I think, was Rob Halford.
That's right. That's right, he did. Oh, yeah. It was probably his idea.
I was in hysterics. I told you I got like a couple minutes into it. I just had to stop it.
Yeah.
Then I watched the rest of it.
Now my video of the week is it's kind of a dance club, a club song. It's a club song. Uh-huh. It's Alex Guardino featuring Crystal Waters. Now, Crystal Waters had a hit in the 90s, right?
Okay.
You'll know her voice. I forget the song that she sang, but this is the greatest, the absolute, hands down, bar none, better than Tusk, greatest marching band video ever made. Ever. And if you disagree, there's something wrong with you as a man.
I'm going to watch it.
Oh, it's called Destination Calabria.
Okay.
Calabria. Destination Calabria by Alex Guardino featuring Crystal Waters.
I know how to spell Calabria.
Greatest marching band video ever.
Not Destination Calabrese?
No.
Where is he?
No. He's in northern Florida actually right now, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so the artist was
Alex Guardino, Gaudino.
Okay. It sounds very familiar. I'm probably
Destination Calabria.
Is it like that other sick video you sent us last week?
No, this is very like you this is a video you definitely watch to the end just because you want to.
Okay.
And this is how it sounds like.
Yes, I remember that.
Dude, greatest marching band video ever. I cannot say that enough.
Better than Tusk?
Tusk is like fucking, it's not even in the same stratosphere.
Elementary school.
Yeah. All right, so those are the video recommendations of the week. Let's get into top 10s this
I'll
week.
be right back.
Yeah, go do what you got to do.
Scott, what was in that video that you sent us? I forgot the guy's name. With the surprise ending?
Was it Sam Harris? I think it was. Let me see. Not Sam Harris. No, I don't like that. Let me see. Oh, Perry sent me an image. Vote Zombie Reagan. What the hell was the name of that? Let's see. There we go. It was looking at Mark's buildings that he stumbled across.
Good song. I wonder what the concept was on the end for that ending.
I don't know, but it was definitely a twist.
A big twist.
Yeah, it was definitely a twist. Let me see. How come I can't sit? Let me see. With Nurtec ODT, I can treat John Newman. John Newman, Love Me Again. Yeah, kid's got some blue-eyed soul, right? Yeah, definitely got some blue-eyed soul going on there.
Nothing like Rick Astley.
I think his voice is more raspier.
His voice, it's not as low, but it definitely's got a good range to it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So let me see. Top 10 songs this week in 1991. Number 10, 3 a.m. Eternal by the KLF. KLF. Beep, boop, boop, boop. KLF is going to rock you. That was a jam in the club, buddy. Number 9 this week in 1991 on the singles charts. Wind of Change, the Scorpions.
Yeah. That's a good song.
Yep.
That's a big ballad. Big drama song.
Yeah. Big ballad song. Yeah. Number 8 this week on the singles charts in 1991. I'll Be There by the Escape Club, right? So you start to see like the disco thing, right?
Yeah.
You start to see these dancing because in the early 90s,
Starting to come up.
dance started taking off. So it's kind of like it's cycled, right?
Killed Rock.
Like 20 years, a 20-year cycle, right? You know what I notice now? Fucking kids wearing those fucking 1980s shorts.
Yeah.
Remember we used to wear like the blue or the red or the with the white stripe on them, and they were kind of like even the NBA had they called them the shorts, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole thing again.
Yeah.
And I go, I fucking wore those things. The fuck? I fucking wore those.
People are going back to tighter shorts now.
Yeah.
Short shorts.
Number 7 this week in 1991 on the singles charts. PASSION, Passion by the Rhythm Syndicate. Right? Number 6 this week. Temptation by Karina. Number 5 this week. Fading Like a Flower. Every Time You Leave by Roxette. See, it's all these dance songs.
Yeah.
You know? Number 4, Summertime, DJ Jeff and the Fresh Prince, a rip-off of Will Smith made a career of buying other people's music and then just putting words to it. I mean, I guess it was a good business move, but Summertime was Cool in the Gang song. You know, that was the Rocky, so, and he just did that with like, I don't know, 6 songs, 7 songs. Forget Me Nots. He used it for the fucking Men in Black song.
What's the song he had? It was about being a single father. He samples a good song in that one.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He did a good job with that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, he's back. I guess he got home already. You would have to wear your socks and sandals with those shoes. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have to wear those.
Somewhere there's a picture of you with that.
No, well, there is. I have a picture of me wearing some of those in Fort Lauderdale during spring break, as a matter of fact. I'll send it to you guys. You'll get a kick out of it. I'm leaning up against like a fucking tropical, what was the fucking suntan lotion? Tropical something. I don't know.
Hawaiian Tropic.
I think it was might have been that, yeah. Let's see. Number 3 this week on the singles charts. Lenny Kravitz, It Ain't Over Till It's Over. Great song.
Great song. Awesome.
He had a debut. He had an album come out in 91 also. His album came out. Yeah.
The song with that album, was that Mama? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
There's a couple songs on that are really good. Are You Gonna Go My Way? Yeah.
Yeah. It Ain't Over Till It's Over is a great song, though.
I didn't know that was on that record. I thought it was a more recent song of his.
No, that's been around since the early 90s. Yeah.
Great song.
Yep. This girl. I love this girl. Fucking loved her. She still looks good today. Every Heartbeat, number 2 this week on the singles charts in 1991. Every Heartbeat by Amy Grant. She's just such a pretty, wholesome, just like, damn, Amy.
Not that wholesome. She was seeing Vince Gill when he was
Gill.
still married.
Yeah,
he was still married. She was
she
was the side girl.
A Christian girl. She's a good Christian.
Good Christian girl. That's all right. That's all right.
Dirty.
She has lust. She has, she was forgiven.
She went Catholic there.
Yeah, she went a little Catholic there. Nice, Lou. Nice. She went Catholic.
I'm Lutheran. I death protest.
And number 1 this week on the singles charts, Bryan Adams, Everything I Do It For You. That's the Robin Hood movie where Kevin Costner talks like this and he's Robin Hood. Just like he talked like this in any other movie that he did. Yeah. I'm Robin Hood. Maid Marian, I'll save you. Fucking Kevin. So overrated.
I agree.
Dances with Wolves was a good movie, but the other shit. Like,
he had to be in the
really?
He He's got to be in the right role.
I thought he was miscast. I thought he was miscasting the Untouchables.
Yeah.
I thought when he had like the coat and hat, it looked like a Sleepy or one of the Seven Dwarfs.
No, know what he looked like when he had that hat on? He looked like the fucking the dude from Bugs Bunny. Bugsy. Okay, boys, take the medicine around the building.
Hippie Gonzalez or something, whatever.
He looked a little gangster with the fucking big hat.
Yeah.
Bugsy.
What was the movie he did where he played a real bad guy? It was a Clint Eastwood directed movie.
Oh, where he kidnaps the kid.
Yeah.
Played by Elijah Wood.
That's right.
Yeah,
he was good in that.
Yeah, he's got to get the right role and the right director.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Top 10 albums this week in 1991. Number 10, Michael Bolton. Time, Love, and Tenderness, like Lou referenced earlier. There you go.
I was about to bust in the song.
It's really not good albums this week, if you ask me. Number 9 this week in 1991 on the album charts, Garth Brooks, No Fences. Never a fan.
No fences.
No,
Never a fan.
I was more of a Chris Gaines fan than I was of Garth Brooks.
Fuck.
What the hell was that?
Who knows? That was so stupid.
Can I tell you something, though? Don't like him, but he did record one of my favorite songs ever, The Dance. Remember that song?
Nope.
But he didn't write it. That's whoever wrote it. It's a damn good song. But
Watch the great documentary, The Day the Music Died, about Don McLean, and they interview him through the whole thing, and he tells you, and they talk about the song, The Day the Music Died, right? American Pie.
American Pie, yeah.
And at one point, Garth Brooks was in it a number of times because I guess at every concert he played American Pie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they have they show a concert where he's coming. He's got to introduce it to play it, and then he says, "But tonight we have a special guest," and he introduces Don McLean, comes out on stage, and he starts American, and you just see Garth Brooks just looking at him like,
yeah. That was the Central Park concert. It was on HBO. I remember that.
Yeah, he just has this
total
look of total bliss.
Yeah.
That, Don McLean is right there singing that song to him, you know.
That's the first album I owned.
And I learned,
Pie.
with the Captain America thumb.
Yeah.
Or you could say, Captain America, who was referenced in
The Kinks.
No, Captain America was in what's the fucking movie? Motorcycle movie, Peter Fonda.
Oh, he's a writer.
Yeah, Easy Rider.
Yeah.
That's what, people think Captain America. That was referenced that.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So he talks about the song and how a lot of people misconstrue what was really meant on that song. Like he said, Elvis never had a thorny crown. Like that, everyone says while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. It wasn't like people just made that shit up, basically, what he was saying.
Yeah.
He said, I met a girl that sang the blues. That's not Janis Joplin. He goes, that's literally a girl that he knew at a record store, and he just kind of, no name, right? And he said, the 3 men I admire most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, they took the last train for the coast. Everyone's thinking that's Buddy Holly, Big Bopper, and Richie Valens, right? The 3 men I admire most. He says, no, that's actually what that means is
biblical. The Holy
God.
Yeah.
And God basically sold out, and he's going to L.A. He was corrupted. He says God was corrupted, and he's going to L.A. He took the last train for the coast. Yeah, it's not really what people think it is.
Everybody read their own meanings into those lyrics, right?
Yeah.
I never heard the Elvis
I put that on Facebook, and then people started arguing. I'm like, dude, I have the clip, and I would post the clip of him saying, this is what it is. And it's amazing. It was like this little test. They don't want to let go of that.
Yeah.
It's been part of their life for so long, like that song and what they thought it meant, that when they tell you, find out the real meaning, it's just like you don't want to meet your idols.
Yeah.
All right, be careful.
Right.
When you find out what it's really about, that's just his interpretation. I go, he wrote the song. How are you trying to rationalize that?
But now
he wrote the song. He's telling you right here in the documentary what that means.
Yep. No, it's not really what he means.
Right.
Did he keep the reference
he didn't really mean that.
To the plane crash, though? I mean, is that any part.
Oh, you actually watched the documentary. It's very good. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the day the music died. It's
My
really...
show notes from this show are going off onto a second page.
But it's a very, very good documentary. Richie Valens is, I think, his sister is in there. It's a very touching thing.
Wow.
And he just, and from what I heard, Don McLean could be quite the asshole.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard stories, like I've read things, and he's just like, listen, fucking leave me alone, right?
He got in some trouble recently. Something happened. I don't know if it was a domestic
who knows?
Thing. Yeah.
Another guy who, he's old. He's old, and he got big, and he's, he looks a little rough. But he's still Don McLean. Listen,
yeah,
and the thing is, that's not his only hit. So that was kind of good for him.
Yeah.
He had Vincent, and he had a couple other, minor songs, but they were on the radio.
Crying. I remember he did a cover of Crying.
Yeah. Yep. So it's not like he's a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah. But iconic song. So let's get back to this. So number 8 this week on the album charts, soundtrack to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Number 7 this week, Spellbound by Paula Abdul, the album. See, there you go, the dance music.
I've got that CD.
Yep. Paula wasn't hard to look at. Number 6 this week on the album charts, R.E.M. Out of Time. And right back to dance music. Number 5 this week on the album charts, Boyz II Men. Cole, whatever it is. My shit's all messed up here. Number 4 this week in the album charts. Again, more dance music. CNC Music Factory, Gonna Make You Sweat. Everybody dance now. Where Martha Washington gets totally ripped off on that song. Martha Washington, big girl. She was one of the Weather Girls.
Yeah.
She went on. Wow. She was one of the Weather Girls in the 80s. Right? Hi, we're your Weather Girls. Martha Washington did a lot of backup singing, but she was a big girl. The group Black Box. It was kind of a produced, beautiful girl that would sing her parts on the video. Right? Yeah. CNC Music Factory did the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? And she ended up, I guess she had some lawsuits and she won. But big voice, great, unbelievable singing voice. But image is everything, right? Just like what they did to Ann Wilson.
Yeah.
Same thing. Can't have a big woman on the screen. No one's going to watch her.
Right.
Number 3 this week on the album charts in 1991, Van Halen for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Number 2, this is kind of a strange one. Number 2 this week on the album charts in 1991, Luck of the Draw, Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah.
Wow.
She had a little comeback then.
She did.
Yeah, I remember that. I was never a big fan of hers either.
Me neither. A lot of respect, great guitar player, just not the sound, but give her something to talk about.
Yeah,
I can make you love me. I mean,
Lou, didn't John Hyatt give me something to talk about?
He wrote, let's give them something, a little crazy thing called love.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Or something. I thought it was the real title of it.
Thing called Love, yeah.
Take off your kid gloves, yeah.
Let's see. And number 1 this week on the album charts in 1991.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. What do we got here? My friend Joe Scholl says Van Halen, R.I.P. Eddie, a true legend. Yep.
Yeah. Another sad death.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 1, Natalie Cole, Unforgettable. How could you not love Natalie Cole?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a great album.
Really? I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, I don't like her. Like, I can say Bonnie Raitt. I don't like Natalie Cole was such fucking class.
Yeah.
Still is. Like, she's still alive, right?
No, she died.
She did die. That's right. Yeah. All class. Very elegant, and then when they did the video duet with her and her father.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps. I'm like, that was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was unforgettable.
She carried her father's torch very well.
She really did.
Yeah.
She really did.
He was great too.
She was a pretty woman too.
Yes,
she was a pretty woman. She wasn't gorgeous. She wasn't drop dead gorgeous. Very pretty, classy woman.
You might say a handsome woman.
She's a handsome woman. That's a handsome woman.
Lou, that's a very worldly statement from you.
Look at that. Look at that.
Lou with the
Handsome woman.
accents in the background.
I use that to, like, my wife and I say, we're a handsome couple.
There you
Right?
go.
But I don't say you're a handsome woman.
Before we went, I was reading from George Washington's Rules of Civility.
Jesus.
I was sitting back in my chair.
There we go. There we go. Sipping some wine.
In your apparel, be modest and endeavor to accommodate nature rather than to procure admiration.
What the fuck? Look at the professor. Oh, now this motherfucker going to break out.
But before the show, I was reading my issue of Rolling Stone.
Of course you were. Yeah.
Man.
And you don't even know who's on the cover, but she's not bad to look at either.
Yeah, what was that?
Janelle
Monáe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's copying Janet Jackson.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I actually did use that term once. You're a handsome woman. And it was actually a good-looking tranny, but you know.
you never know.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm 59 years old. When I was in the Philippines, they call them Billy Boys, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, dude. I'm telling you right now. I don't go that way, but there was some good-looking women.
Yeah.
There were some good-looking women. Like I got caught checking them out a couple times in the the Blue Guard. They're the guys that guard. You have a guard in front of every bar, right? They hire these armed guards, Filipinos, and the dude would just go, "Billy Boy," go, "Oh, he got me. He got me."
I worked at a big box discount beer, wine, liquor chain, so I was training in one store. So one of my last days there was in Hackensack, New Jersey, and I'm like, "That is a good-looking African-American woman. I don't know, go say, okay, I need some help." So I went, "Can I help you find things?" He's like, "I'm good, man." I was like,
"That's a handsome woman."
I was like, "Oh, you're a handsome man." Yeah.
You're a handsome woman.
I was like, "Okay." I'm like, got me.
Mind if we dance with your dates?
Hey, Otis.
Otis, my man.
Well, you know,
all right,
did it well.
This day in music. Let's start from 2019. We'll go backwards. There you go. Mark's favorite part of the show. August 17th, 2019.
Lean back.
Get rid of this. Tool's Fair Inoculum. Never say that. Entered the U.S. Hot 100 at number 93, becoming the longest song ever to hit the chart.
Yeah.
A running time of 10 minutes, 22 seconds.
Great.
It outran David Bowie's Black Star, which clocked in at 9:57. Fair Inoculum dropped off the chart the following week.
It's a great fucking song.
On this day in 2012, 3 members of the Russian feminist punk rock protest group Pussy Riot were sentenced to 2 years imprisonment after they had staged a performance on the Soleus of Moscow's Cathedral of Christ the Savior in a protest directed at the Orthodox Church leaders' support of President Putin during his election campaign. One of those girls escaped from prison, didn't she?
Yeah, she's here. She's in the U.S. Yeah.
Fucking good for her. That should be a movie.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to be her family, though.
Well.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to look out for yourself.
At least they're not in North Korea because they would put you in jail forever.
Yeah. On this day in 2009, an arrest warrant was issued for singer Bobby Brown after he failed to appear on a court hearing involving child maintenance payments. Anyways. On this day in 2009, a thief in New Zealand took the unusual step of leaving his contact details at the site of his crime. The man reserved a copy of Pink Floyd's The Wall at a record shop in Christchurch. I remember this. Leaving his name and phone number before robbing the till. He was a regular customer at the shop and already had several records on order. He robbed them and left like, "I'll pay you back."
See
I'm a
what
nice,
the wall
I'm a
does
nice
to you?
criminal.
The wall makes you crazy.
On
Made me crazy.
this day in 2008, Jackson Browne was suing U.S. Republican President candidate John McCain for using one of his songs without permission. Brown claimed that the use of his song Running on Empty is an advert for an infringement of copyright and would lead people to conclude he endorses McCain.
It's not a very good campaign song.
I was going to say, what's the point of doing that?
I don't know. Trying to be hip.
With the young cats.
Brown was seeking more than $75,000 in damages. On this day in 2004, a report showed how touts, T-O-U-T-S, were now using eBay to sell tickets for sold-out concerts. Oh, this is British, so a tout must be a scalper or a rip-off artist. It said the touts were not breaking the law by using auction sites on the internet. Showed tickets for Madonna's Wembley gig. Anyways. On this day in 1999, Led Zeppelin topped the charts of the Britain's most bootlegged musicians. Compiled the British phonographic industry after identifying 384 bootleg titles featuring Led Zeppelin performances.
I got most of them.
I was going to say Mark and Jack have a lot of them. The bootleg chart was compiled from the BPI's archive of some 10,000 recordings seized over the last 25 years. The Beatles came in second with 320 entries. Other acts listed included the Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, and Pink Floyd.
I would think the Grateful Dead would be number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to fucking listen to them?
Oh, here we go again.
I hear you, man.
On this day in 1995, Depeche Mode singer Dave Gahan was rushed to Cedars-Sinai. I remember this. Rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center after an apparent suicide attempt.
Ooh.
Police had found him at his Los Angeles home with a 2-inch laceration in his wrist. I remember he did a press conference outside his gates saying, I'm good. I didn't really try to kill myself or something like that.
Just fooling around.
Yeah. On this day in 1991, Nirvana shot the video for Smells Like Teen Spirit at GMT Studios in Culver City, California, costing less than $50,000 to make. The shoot features real Nirvana fans in the audience. The video won Nirvana the Best New Artist and Best Alternative Group Awards in the 1992 MTV Music Video Awards. And in 2000, the Guinness World Record named Teen Spirit the most played video on MTV Europe. I remember I was at a club called Black Angus, and it was a video bar, of course, everything was. And this dude was standing next to me, and he goes, dude, see the kid in the fucking audience in there with the gloves on? He's doing that. That's my friend. That's my friend. Oh, good for you, man. Right. Did I ever tell you I had Bono's balls on the back of my neck?
And they were sweaty Irish balls.
Sweaty Irish balls, yes.
Anyways, he was a handsome woman.
Very short.
Very short, handsome woman. Yeah. Let's see. On this day in 1987, session drummer Gary Chester died of cancer. He had been a member of the Coasters and played on many major hits with other acts, including Brown Eyed Girl, Under the Boardwalk, Walk On By, and It's My Party.
Yep, a lot of He's up there with Hal Blaine on some of those near Wrecking Crew type stuff.
There you go. Not to be confused with the Wrecking 2.
Right.
Never.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. On this day in 1975 and 79, the New York Post reported that Anita Pallenberg, the wife of Keith Richards, was linked to a witches' coven in South Salem, New York, where Richards owned a house. A policeman claimed he was attacked by a flock of black-hooded, caped people, and a local youth claimed he had been invited by Pallenberg to take part in its pot-smoking sex orgies.
Nice.
Locals, right? Where's that house?
I was invited.
I don't need the weed, but, Locals also claimed they found ritualistic steaks. Not S-T-E-A-K-S.
like ribeyes, New York strips.
Ritualistic.
I say Scott would be there.
I'd be there, yeah. Orgies and steaks. Orgies and steaks. You can't go wrong.
Surf and turf in another way.
Surf and turf, yeah. Oh, shit.
Would you like that well done or bloody as hell?
Yeah. Oh.
Lou drops a bomb.
Wow.
I like that little fade out.
Yeah, I never heard that one before.
And that's the show, folks, as they say.
Family gathering.
Oh, my God, Lou. Wow. This is one of those, I should have done. I should actually edit this and say, you got to wait to the end of the show. Trust me. It's worth the wait. Damn, Lou. Fucking good one.
We got to end with a bang, man.
Oh. Let me see. Ritualistic steaks and small animals that had been sacrificed near the house. 1974, Eric Clapton on this day started a 4-week run at #1 on the U.S. album charts with 461 Ocean Boulevard.
Good record.
Yeah. 461 Ocean Boulevard in the town of Golden Beach, Florida, near Miami, where Clapton lived while making the album.
How far is that from you? Not too far, right?
I was in fucking Miami yesterday for that wake. I hate driving down there.
That's what Tom used to say. Horrible driving there.
It's just traffic everywhere.
It's not far, but it takes you an hour.
Yeah. It takes 90 minutes. And if, like, on a Saturday, like in the morning, you could probably get down there in an hour.
Yeah.
You know, it depends how far down you go into Miami, but I try not to go down there anymore. Unless it's a really good concert, like I won't go down there anymore. On this day in 1973, former Temptation singer Paul Williams was found dead in his car after shooting himself.
Ooh.
He owed $80,000 in taxes, and his celebrity boutique business had failed. Yeah. He must have owed somebody some money.
Yeah.
Like, not the IRS either.
No.
And on this day in 1969 was the final day of Woodstock.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Acts who appeared included Crosby, Still, Nash & Young, The Who, and Jimi Hendrix 10 years after, with the great Alvin Lee, who never gets considered in the guitar playing lists.
He was the Yngwie Malmsteen of the late 60s.
Yeah, great guitar player. John Sebastian, Sha-Na-Na, which was always an odd choice.
My favorite, one of my favorites of that show.
But it was actually so close to the 50s that, you know, why not? Right?
10 years later, yeah.
Yeah. Joe Cocker, Country Joe and the Fish with the Give Me an F. Give me a U.
Right. That's right.
Give me a C. Give me a K. What's that spell? The band, 10 years after, Johnny Winter, he must have played at night because, you know, albinos, daytime.
The light hurts your eyes.
Yeah, the light hurts your eyes. And Paul Butterfield Blues Band.
And Creedence, they were there.
Yeah, on the last day.
I don't know.
Yeah, this was just for the last day.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Pay attention.
They were the second day.
Sorry.
On this day in 1968, The Doors started a 4-week run at #1 in the U.S. album charts with Waiting for the Sun.
Cut my fucking mic.
Almost cut my hair.
That was 68.
What?
Waiting for the Sun.
Yeah.
68.
Yep.
Okay.
The group's third album spawned their second U.S. #1 single, Hello, I Love You.
That's right.
A ripoff of a Kinks song.
You
Which
can
one?
compare them.
Which song?
All Day and All of the Night.
Hello. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
On this day in 1968, the Rascals, formerly the
Young Rascal.
started a 5-week run at #1 in the U.S. singles charts with People Got to Be Free.
One of my favorite songs of all time.
They had 13 U.S. top 40 hits.
In like 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
1965, the Byrds were forced to cancel the concert during the UK tour at the Guildhall, Portsmouth, when only 250 of the 4,000 tickets had been sold. Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
That's bad in the 60s.
That's a slap in the face right there. Yeah. On this day in 1964, Glasgow Council in Scotland announced that all boys and men with Beatle-styled haircuts would have to wear bathing caps after a committee was told that the hair from Beatle cuts was clogging pool filters.
Not the other kind of hair. No, yeah.
Yeah. The pool's filter. That's it. Pool's filters or whatever. Let me see. No, I'm not going to talk about the Beatles. On this day in 1959, American jazz trumpeter Miles Davis released Kind of Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Which is regarded by many as jazz's greatest record.
Probably, yep. One it might be the greatest jazz album of all time.
And Dave's and one of the best albums of all time. Its influence on music, including jazz, rock, and classical genres, has led writers to also deem it one of the most influential albums ever recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, on this day in 1955, Elvis released what would become his first #1 hit, I Forgot to Remember to Forget, History Train. It hit the top of the country charts several months later, stayed there for 5 weeks. And wrapping it up, born on this day in, I'm just going to scan. Donnie Wahlberg, American singer from New Kids on the Block, who went on to have he was a son in the Blue Bloods.
Right?
Yeah,
he did a great job in that show.
Yeah.
And he was in the World War II thing. We Were Brothers.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers, yeah.
He did good, yeah. Jill Cundiff from Lucius Jackson. Let me see. Steve Gorman, born on this day in 65, drummer for the Black Crowes. Number
Tell-all book.
Yep. Born in this day in 64, Maria McKee, singer for Lone Justice.
Lone Justice, yeah.
She was a little hottie.
She was cute.
I saw them open for U2.
Really?
Yeah. It's Meadowlands Arena. They were good.
What tour was that?
That would have been Unforgettable Fire Tour. It could have been Joshua Tree.
I think it was Joshua Tree.
Yeah, it was.
Because I think they opened in Worcester too. Now that you mention it. I think you're right. Good. Oh, wow. I forgot all about that.
She also sings on Robbie Robertson's first solo album.
Yes, that's right.
From 87, yeah.
And she does this great country song on Pulp Fiction soundtrack.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Really just really country blues, all pure voice.
Let me ask you, do you remember if Bono introduced them at the show you saw?
I don't remember, but I do remember now that I'm almost sure I saw them play.
We're sitting there, all the house lights are up, and then Bono just comes out on stage. Everybody goes crazy. He's like, I want to introduce you to a great band. You got to listen to them. They all thought U2 was coming on,
Yeah,
They were great. They were really good.
Yeah. She was very dynamic on stage. She could move around. And, great voice. Lone Justice was on their way, but then people started interfering with it, and egos started getting stroked, and they just kind of self-destructed. But they were ready to do something. They were ready to make a move. They were good. So Maria McKee was born, like I said, cutie. Born this day in 62, Gilby Clarke, Guns N' Roses.
Mm-hmm.
He replaced Izzy Stradlin.
Okay.
And what was the video where you have Slash or Duff holding up a sign saying "Where's Izzy"?
Oh yeah,
he just left. He just fucking disappeared. He's like, he's fucking lunatic.
Oh, he was smart.
He wrote a lot of their material on those early albums.
Yeah, he made his money and then he just said, "I'm done. Yeah, I can't deal with this."
What was his band that he did after that? God, they were good albums. God, it's not Jujubes, something like that along that line. Really good music, very Stones-ish. Yeah, yes, it was.
He just couldn't stand Axl with his Star Trip. It wasn't
good for him.
Yeah.
So let me see. He's worth about $5 million today.
That's all.
Gilby Clarke.
Oh,
Gilby Clarke. But Izzy, let's see. And that's not bad for being a second string guitar player.
Yeah, not writing any songs, just playing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Izzy Stradlin, net worth about $20 million.
There you go.
Not bad.
That first album, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Born on this day in 1958, Belinda Carlisle. All right. Another one who was that pudgy girl that when she lost it was like, where were you hiding, girl?
Mm-hmm. She got out of the water fountain in that Go-Go's video.
Yeah, everybody remember that? Yeah, that was like, imagine that back then. That was kind of risque.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, they're playing. They're frolicking. She was a handsome woman, wasn't she?
She's very square jaw.
Lou.
Born on this day in 1953, Kevin Rowland. Who's Kevin Rowland?
I don't know.
Midnight Runners.
There you go, Lou.
Yeah. Wait, what year was he born? 53?
53, yeah.
He's fucking old.
Yes.
He was old when they did that, yeah.
Wow.
Born on this day in 1949, Sib Hashian.
Drummer for Boston.
Yes.
With the
died on stage. Had a big fro.
Stage, yeah.
Yeah. He went out with his boots on, man.
He died on stage? Wow.
Yeah. Behind his kit. I mean, that's kind of cool in a way.
Let's see. And pretty much that's it.
You forgot Madonna Chacon.
Is that her birthday today or was that yesterday? That was yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Okay. What was yesterday also? Yesterday was a certain anniversary date or a big date.
I knew it because I was thinking about it for the podcast and I was like, well, then I forgot about it because
the day I discovered the liquor store on Westwood. That was
when you walked in dressed like Robert De Niro and
see, Lou, you know me. You do know me.
Didn't Elvis die? Was it August 16th?
Did Elvis die yesterday? Or was that what's today? The 17th?
It was either the 16th or the 17th. It was, and when he died in 77.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. All right. Well, all right.
I had a good trivia question on I forgot the name of the book. There was a book he was reading on the toilet. that when he died, he had apparently flung it across the room.
Oh,
But it was some kind of, it was some kind of history of like some religious text or something. But that there was, yeah.
The best imitation of Elvis on the toilet was Eminem in that video. I'm sorry. That was just fucking great. He's got the hero in his hand.
What was it? What video?
Well, you know the video, right, Scott?
He said,
I'm not a big Eminem fan.
It's the one where he's Dr. Dre is his Robin in the beginning. Without Me, that song. But there's the scene where he's on the toilet dressed like Elvis. He's got a big hero in his hand, and he just goes, you know.
Oh no.
He was not afraid to offend anybody.
Yeah. Well, all right, gentlemen, 2.5 hours.
Hello.
I was actually going to say
was a good year, though.
I was going to say, I got to go to work in that.
It's a good year. 1991 was a good year, man.
Let me add one little thing. There was a fucked up year for me because I spent about half of it convalescing and recovering from a car accident, 2 months in the hospital. So I was in the hospital when Achtung Baby came out, and I had that little portable Sony CD player, and I remember Tom Spallone brought me the Achtung Baby CD. So I heard that in the hospital for the first time. No alcohol, just heard it playing. So
How
old
were you? Go.
I was born in '69. Do the math. I don't know. But
22.
Yeah, I had the accident.
23 going on 23.
Yeah. That's a great way to start your life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
I had to learn to walk again. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you were 20. You were 22.
Black ice.
Yeah.
So it was a screwed up year for me. But you mentioning these songs, like it was a good year in a way. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, Achtung Baby made it.
All right, Mark. Give me a year between 80 and 99.
87.
Didn't we already do 87?
Oh yeah.
All right, Lou. So you blew it. Lou, give me a number between 80 and 99.
1985.
85?
Did we do
All
it?
right, next week we'll do 85. How's that?
Okay.
Like it? Lou, you're in charge of the movies.
Okay.
It's your assignment.
All right.
Mark, you're in charge of
Nothing.
I can't give him any responsibility.
I'll bring the wine.
He got the wine.
Get a vintage 1995 Chardonnay.
Lose that. I mean, Mark's that guy. Like, okay, you're just part of the team. Okay.
You know, on the sports shows, the guy that just sits there and talks along, doesn't actually make any commentary.
Yeah, it's usually the
that
producer.
guy made a lot of money before he broke his wrist. Yeah.
No shit. Well, gentlemen.
And I made it 2.5 hours without zapping out.
Yeah. Tom Benderwald, my new buddy, just
my cuz.
That's
right.
Mark's my friend.
Well, you can catch the rebroadcast. You can go on YouTube. Tom,
I'll send you the link, Tom.
There you go.
Can I say something to Tom?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
You're
Tom.
part of the show, buddy. Yeah.
I do know the Woods family from New Jersey. I went to school with John Woods.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
A musician. He sent me a note on Facebook if I knew the Woods family. So they were all the musicians, and
all right.
The Woods brothers was a band. So yeah.
There you go. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much as usual for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your friendship. I appreciate every second you give to this podcast. I really, truly do. And I will say that every week until we don't do this anymore. And I don't know that that's ever going to happen. So, and everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, share it. If you didn't, well, thank you for listening 2 hours and 33 minutes. Well, here's our girl, Patty. Let me see. What does she say? Let's see.
Oh,
she
thanks,
says,
Patty.
Thanks. Great show, Scott, Lou, and Mark. Have a great rest of the week. Great info and laughs. Elvis passed away on the 16th. Thank you, Patty.
You.
Look at, she gets this. She gets the, no. There you go. She gets that one. Yeah.
Did you know the book Elvis was reading on the toilet was George Washington's Rules?
All right, everybody. Well, listen, like I always say, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. You're the engine that runs this machine. Without you, it would just be me talking to these two guys, and it's always fun doing that anyways. And it would be better if we got paid, but we're never going to get paid. So it doesn't matter. We do it for the love of it. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Unless I hit the mega bucks, and then I told them I would put them on salary. That contract is binding.
Right.
Hey, but it goes 3 ways, motherfuckers.
It's 3 years too.
It goes 3 ways, buddy.
Hey, Lou, I had a hamburger today, and I wished I had hot sauce for it. Yeah.
You know what? This podcast is sponsored by new Hot Jaws hot sauce.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just had the pineapple habanero on a slice of pepperoni pizza.
Ooh,
I saw that.
It's
too.
great, man. It really is good stuff.
Nice.
That's real pineapple in there, not pineapple flavoring. Hot Jaws hot sauce. Get it at www. As I say, Jack goes, did you say W? www.hotjaws.store. They're selling out because it's it's a small batch handmade hot sauce, but it's really good. I should have said that at the beginning.
And I'll say I know Scott McLean.
There you go. Tell him you know me. That's right. Because I know the owner. And as I always say, doing this show for you, to quote my favorite artist, Morrissey, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. And we will be back next Wednesday. That's as our usual time, 7:45, which is kind of people are like, why 7:45? I said, because one of these motherfuckers got to get up for work.
Yeah.
Well, they both do, actually.
Can we get on?
I don't sleep much anyway. So.
Right. All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much. And everybody, we will see you next week.